What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. We are back for our Bachelor recap. The show is back, and so are we, and so is Trent, and we're happy to be here, aren't we, folks?
Gone like we never left.
Let's get a little smiles around the room. Everybody smiles around the room.
I'm excited. I'm ready to get to know these women. Thanks to Dat Chat as well. Shout out Dat Chat.
Yes, we love Dat Chat. This podcast is presented by Dat Chat. We love talking to you guys on there. Like we said, we talked to you over the weekend, New Year's Eve, and on the Cutting Stems group. The Cutting Stems group moves so fucking fast.
That's what I was going to say. I was looking back at it this morning, and there was 600 new posts. Like the
Wow.
whole thing said 600. I was like, oh my goodness.
Right, it's hard for us to even get a word in, but that's why we love it. We
It's
love
so
talking
fun.
to you guys. So much fun. So go to datchat.com/barstool, download it, find out more info there. Welcome back, Trent. We're happy to have you back. How
I'm
was your
excited to be
break?
here.
Let people know how your break was.
The break was good. I went back to Iowa for a few days, saw the fam, hung out with some buddies of mine, played a bunch of Halo,
Nice.
which was great. I rediscovered Halo. I don't know if you guys are big Halo guys, Noah or the two of you.
I am not, but Joe also rediscovered Halo.
Did he really?
And if you guys want to play, he's down because when I was sick, he just played all day long.
It's so much fun. I didn't know there was a new Halo.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went home and my best friend from home was like, hey, there's a new Halo. Let's fire it up and see if we can do it like we used to.
Yeah.
And it's like we never missed a beat.
He's like on the phone with his friends. He's like, Will, cover me, Will, cover me. I'm like, oh my God.
Joe and I are living the same life. I literally Zoomed my friend and my brother the other day, and we were just playing Halo for... When I was back, we played for 10 hours in one stretch, and it was just so much fun.
Hearing Halo is bringing back memories that I locked away, and
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
back. Like my brother, obviously growing up, was obsessed with Halo, and I would just
JB
hear him in
too.
his room all day long. So I'm happy for you. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's back.
And isn't it like going back home to Iowa, hanging out with your friends, playing Halo brings you back a little bit, and now you're back here talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind because then we went from Iowa, we went out to Arizona for a little bit.
Yeah.
The Arizona Bowl got canceled, but we still did the golf event, flew all the way back. So I've been all over the place, but it is nice to be back. The Bachelor, the world never stops. It seems
doesn't.
It's just like season after season after season, but I'm excited to talk about it.
When you go home, Trent, do you stay in like your like childhood bedroom?
No, I stay at my brother's house.
Oh, okay.
The house that I grew up in, we no longer own.
Okay.
My parents sold it when we all flew the nest.
Yep.
So they live in a smaller condo now. I used to stay there, but my brother recently bought a house, so I now stay with him.
Wow, so nice.
Yeah.
I would love to meet the Ryan family.
I would too. They sound like a delight.
They're great people. They really want to meet my Foreplay co-host, Frankie Borelli. My mom really wants to meet Frankie.
I could imagine.
So I think eventually we're going to do a video.
She's got to be like a little jealous because I feel like you're in with the Borellis.
Yes.
Yeah, true. You know, the Mr. Borelli and all that. I think eventually we're going to do a video series for Foreplay where we play golf in Iowa, and I'm going to take Frankie with me.
That's amazing.
And we're going to meet the family. It's going to be a whole thing.
You and Frankie are two of my favorite people in this entire place. And
That's really
and
nice.
it really just, sometimes it isn't even close. Like, that was a joke, but like, you you guys are up there. Like, both great people.
Wow, that's really nice.
There's not a lot of downside to either one of them.
No. Just
really
great people.
Yeah.
I
This
have
is all
to
very nice.
give a shout out to
you do.
the lovely nurses on the 17th floor at Sloan Kettering. Who
Okay.
Yep.
helped my grandpa, who I call Baba. So helped my Baba. He got surgery, and he was so excited. Somehow they got to talking about me. I don't even know how this happened. My dad called me before, and he was like, quick, what are you doing? I was like, Dad, I'm about to interview The Bachelor. And he was like, all right, well, first, Baba just called me, and he said that all the nurses on the 17th floor knew who you were. They gave him special treatment and all this stuff. So shout out to the nurses on the 17th floor for taking care of my grandpa. It's very much appreciated.
That's amazing.
Very
Yes, it
much
is.
appreciated. And we appreciate them appreciating us.
Right?
You
Just
know?
it all goes
They
around.
appreciate us. We appreciate them. A lot of
We
appreciation.
appreciate my Baba.
Exactly.
Who loves Katy Perry.
Yep, correct. We have a ton to get through. We have to get to know these girls. I know everybody's been wanting us to go through bios. We're going to combine it with the limo entrances so we can really fully get to know all these women so we're ready for next week. And you know what? I honestly almost like it because the 5 or whatever women that went home, we don't need to know their bios because they're already gone.
True.
You know, like we'll talk about them, but like they're already gone. And then, like you said, interviewing The Bachelor, Clayton's on this episode, and he may or may not have called out Trent for talking about his giant face on Twitter.
He did do that, and I also called him the Bachelorette. Like these, he
walked out of the room.
I actually heard the end of that.
No, you
and I almost jumped back in like he's the Bachelor. And got out of
he
there.
was like, and we're here with the Bachelor. I'm like, that's the Bachelor.
Oh my God, like I'm getting nervous. The seasons are blending together.
Totally.
And the Bachelor, Bachelorette, same difference. I called him the Bachelorette. Just have to point that out. But he's a delight, honestly, I have to say. I think he's
There's
a really
nothing
nice
bad
guy.
to say,
No,
'cause
there's
he's
nice.
just like a happy to be here kind of guy. You
Totally.
know? Like
Yeah.
that's the vibe we're getting. He's just I'm happy to be here. And it's going to be interesting because we did make those comparisons on Twitter where like Pete definitely also had the I'm just happy to be here sort of vibes at the beginning.
Yeah.
And we had one of the most dramatic, entertaining seasons ever. So we'll see what happens.
I'm kind of hoping for that a little bit.
Yeah.
A very entertaining,
Like, don't you
chaotic
remember
season.
Pete's like night one was the same thing? It was like we're like this guy. He has no idea how he got here.
I will say though, it's a little different with Pete and Clayton in terms of like we knew so much more about Pete because of Hannah Brown, and then we had Hannah Brown showing up, and it was like a lot of drama already, and it seems like there's going to be drama with Clayton. I think that people are so quick to throw the Pilot Pete label on Clayton right away or the Colton label on Clayton right away.
Yeah.
I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like I just think
and
he
seems ready. Like actually ready to find
the way
love.
he
like
talks
Pete,
about
like,
it, yeah.
maybe not so
Right,
much.
the way that Pilot Pete did not talk about how he wanted to throw his single days behind.
Right,
ever.
right.
Like
right.
Clayton,
He might never do that.
No,
Right.
Clayton, I think you could tell he just really wants to find somebody to like start a family with. I'm
Seems to
falling
be.
into the trap. I'm
are.
buying into it, but
Yeah.
he
And
just is a nice guy.
He is. So let's dive right in. We'll start off. It's night one. Clayton's the Bachelor. Like we said, he's happy to be here. He's excited. He's talking to his mom. Everybody's freaking out about how he's the Bachelor. The town of Eureka, Missouri is just losing their shit. They're like, I got a picture with him. Like everybody's like freaking out. And he's headed to LA. He gets his like, I don't even know what movie comparison I can make right now. He gets like his like Pretty Woman moment where he's like in the streets of LA. He's like, the windows down. He's like, wow, the ocean, the mansion, the Bachelor Mansion. The Bachelor Mansion is back.
I love to see the Bachelor Mansion. As a guy who, I'm from the Midwest and who has seen other bachelors from the Midwest, that they do this, there are almost tropes where, it's what you're saying, where you get to LA and he's starry-eyed and there's the ocean and oh my gosh, I've never seen a body of water that big.
Yeah.
I don't get offended by it as a Midwest man. I actually think it's funny. But I think we are, I mean, what is this, our third Bachelor from the Midwest who like gets to go on the show? And you had Higgins, you had Souls, and you had Clayton now, I
There's
think.
got to be more, but
There's probably more, but in
the
recent memory.
Yeah.
It's always just funny, like you're saying,
Yeah.
like they get to do the whole like, oh my gosh, I'm out of
Yeah.
the Midwest and now I'm in the big city.
Yeah. I guess Nick was around for so long.
You
It
made a
doesn't
video
count, but-
dressed up as corn.
No, I know. I've certainly I have leaned into the tropes. When I moved to New York, I made the Elf video where he is like walking through the snow and going to New York
He
City.
was dressed as corn.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have talked shit. I'm not talking shit, but they definitely roll it out every once in a while.
Definitely.
There's
Jesse,
so many pictures of me dressed as corn.
so many pictures.
I
There's
literally
so
have
many.
a visual of you in
and
snow, a green screen dressed as corn.
Yeah, it's a big part of my past.
Yeah.
Every video I used to do, I'd dress up as an ear of corn. I can't make fun of tropes. You're so right.
You're such a corn boy.
Yeah, and I am.
There's something really funny about ear of corn.
Yeah, I
never
just
guess
was
that
an
that's
ear
what it's
of
called,
corn.
you know?
I lost that costume or that outfit, whatever you want to call it. I don't know where it went. In one of the moves, I lost it,
Damn.
and it's just gone.
I
And
know,
So
it's
is that
Yeah.
part of me, I guess.
Yep.
This is so off topic, and I'm sorry. I'm apologizing already. I know we have a lot to get through, but we're talking a lot about corn. There's a bar across the street from our
boy.
office. No. This is important. There's a bar across the street from
Yeah.
our office. And I had been going there, and I was like, you guys, this place would be so much better if you guys got corn dogs. I wrote them handwritten letters, at least 3 of them.
Which is hilarious
I had-
because what bar has corn dogs in this city? None.
And that was my selling point to them. You guys could be the corn dog capital of New York City. There's not a lot of places with corn dogs here. And I wrote them multiple letters. Every time I'd go there, I'd write another handwritten letter. Finally, I talked to the owner. I was like, you really should get some corn dogs. Talk to the owner's son. You really should get some corn dogs. They were like, check back. We will get your corn dogs.
Yeah.
I went back yesterday. they got the fucking corn dogs. I
Wow.
had 3 of them. And I just wanted that out there. So shout out to the Triple Crown.
It's proof that it works if you know.
Best corn dogs in New York City.
Shout out the nurses on the 17th floor.
We've been gone for a little bit. We've
True.
been gone for a little bit. We got to get our shout outs out there. I'm sorry. It was a big moment.
I mean,
I put in so much work to get these corn
not
dogs.
only
I
that,
deserve
but
to have a
you
moment to
did
talk about
say
it.
it was a phenomenal corn dog.
It was one of the best
Yeah.
corn dogs I have ever had.
Yeah.
That's the power of like a
Like I said,
grassroots movement.
Yeah, it's one thing
Write
to not
letters.
even like. It's one thing to get the corn dogs. It's another thing to get good corn dogs. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty big deal. I will agree with you on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, she put together.
Did
a
you guys
movement,
not want to
party
hear
of one.
the letter? The multiple letters that I wrote?
Sure.
Okay, so I found the letters.
Okay.
We really think corn dogs would be a great addition to the menu. We love corn dogs, and we think everyone else would love them too. Thank you. This could be the corn dog capital of New York City. Then I wrote another one. We really think corn dogs would be a great addition to the menu. We love corn dogs, and we think everyone
Double
else
down.
would love them too. This could be the corn dog capital of New York City. I just kept writing the same letter.
Same letter.
Over and over again, and more people would sign
Consistency
it.
is key.
Consistency is key. And now they have the corn dogs. So, guys, if you want something out there, just ask for it.
Over and over and
Over and over.
over.
And push.
Yeah. Love it.
Be a pusher, Katie.
Push people. Okay, Jesse Palmer is the new host of The Bachelor.
Yeah.
He is someone who was The Bachelor at some point very early on, early 2000s, pre The Bachelor Mansion being a thing. He was like, this is actually my first time at the mansion, which it was because they didn't have the mansion when he was The Bachelor. He also is someone that really tried to separate himself from this franchise for a majority of his career. But he's back, and he has been a host. Like, he's a football player, quarterback, became The Bachelor, and then went to sports announcing and being like an analyst. I would say,
Very,
right?
very
It was-
Jordan Rogers-esque.
Yes, big time. But then also was like, I think on maybe Good Morning America.
I don't know where he's been. He's been all over. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
because I'm pretty sure Jeff D'Lo dealt with him on Good Morning America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before. So he's been on Good Morning, like he's been all over the place, very well connected to ABC. So it makes sense that they would say, "Hey, this is a big job, which probably has a lot of zeros."
I was gonna say a big job with a big paycheck.
And here he is. He's ready to go. He clearly was watching his Chris Harrison tape because he was kind of like, seemed like he was just filling the empty shoes.
Yeah, he did. He had. You had said it last night, Rhea. The same cadence,
Yeah.
the same, all that stuff. I thought he did a great job.
He did.
The way that he was maneuvering was very
Right.
Chris Harrison-esque.
Yeah, which is that's the job a little bit. Although I thought like when we had Tayshia and Caitlyn for The Bachelorette, that was like a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
And now we are definitely back to like a professional host.
Yeah.
I will say it
I think
definitely
both-
felt like
Sometimes I like the fun. Like
I do too.
A little bit polished.
I just felt like, and I love Caitlyn, and I love Tayshia, and I love what they're doing with The Bachelorette, and I think it was a lot of fun, a nice change, and I thought they brought something different, especially having 2 women there to talk to another woman who needs advice.
Right.
It's like a great thing to have. I felt like we were watching The Bachelor last night.
Right.
And I think that felt good.
Are they going to keep Tayshia and Caitlyn for The Bachelorette? Because I think that'd
I
be a
don't-
good mix. Wells on Paradise,
Yeah.
Caitlyn and Tayshia Bachelorette, Jesse Palmer Bachelor.
I agree. I
That's
think
a good
it would
lineup.
too. I think it is a good lineup. I don't know if that's 100% locked
Yeah.
in yet. I'm not sure. So let's get into these women. We get the video packages, and we'll talk about them and go through some facts about them. The first girl up was Shanae, 29-year-old recruiter from Sycamore, Ohio. Very small town. She's talking about that. There was like 800 people. Small town girl, huge personality. She describes herself as faithful, patient, and lovable. Here to find a man who can keep up with her in all facets of life. Fun facts, she loves Christmas so much that she keeps her tree up all year round. She's obsessed with zoos, and she is not interested in dating a man who performs magic.
Very specific there at the end.
Yeah. She must have dated a man before who loved
100
magic.
You
Right.
carry around a deck of cards. You cannot date this woman.
Right. She definitely has like that feeling where they like I've seen it happen in a bar where a couple is together and like the guy is like to the person next to them. It's like, you want to see something? And the girl's like, oh, not again. I actually witnessed this not that long ago. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I have. And she was like, he's going to do it.
What do you guys feel about the Christmas tree all year round?
I love Christmas as well.
I do too, but I feel like having it all year round takes away some of the magic.
It does. It doesn't make it as special when it comes around.
Exactly.
I think there's validity to that for sure. It's like, yeah, if there were Christmas lights all the time, like if we didn't know any other world except Christmas lights 365, we wouldn't get excited when we saw them on the street or in other people's houses and stuff. So as much as I love Christmas, I think 365 for a tree is too much.
Yeah. Yes.
You can push it to March.
Right.
I think that's fine. I think March is probably the line.
Yeah. Okay, next for a video package is Gabby. She's a 30-year-old ICU nurse from Denver. She's a former NFL cheerleader. Her bio says she's looking for a man with quiet confidence. She doesn't have a physical type, but she says that if he doesn't have a personality, then it's a hard pass. Her ideal man will challenge her, communicate his feelings, and work hard to equally carry the weight of the relationship. The one non-negotiable, they must have room for a four-legged friend. She has a golden doodle, Leonardo, their package deal. Fun fact, she's terrified of humpback whales, but would love to see one in person from a safe distance. Loves to write cards, and stomping grapes in Italy is at the top of Gabby's bucket list.
I think everybody's probably scared of humpback whales if you're up
Up
close
close?
to it. Because she's saying, like, if you see one from a distance, it's fine. And I would agree with that. But if you get too close to one of those, I feel like you might be in some trouble.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An uncomfortable animal.
Saying that she loves to write cards makes me think that she's a giver, which is nice. Like, she gets pleasure from giving people gifts or like writing nice things, which is nice. That's a good quality to have. Stomping grapes, also fun. Now, Gabby has dated Dean. That's been discussed on other Bachelor shows.
I did not know that either.
Yeah, so I guess she
Remember, I thought her
Dean.
name was Debbie.
Yes, you did at one point.
You did.
Well, during that rose ceremony at the end, Colton was saying Clayton, fuck.
Oh my gosh.
I knew I was going to do it
You didn't
one
do that
time.
once last
I didn't
night,
do it
though.
one time.
Wow.
Clayton.
It happens.
It's just, they're so similar.
Yeah.
They're so, not them as people, just the names.
Yes.
Like the construction of the names.
And they're
the
both
actual
big
spelling.
football player. Like, I could see
Yeah.
where you would make the mistake.
Clayton, I was like, he gotta enunciate some of these names because there's women that have very similar names. But yeah, she dated Dean at some point, and then Blake also knew her.
Blake Moynes?
No, Blake, Becca's Blake.
Oh, okay.
And they may have had a fling, not like date, but knew each other more like early 20s. The way Blake had talked about on his podcast, it sounded like it was a while ago, and he doesn't really know her anymore.
It wasn't
but
at
thinks
the,
that she'll be good like in this franchise.
That festival?
Stagecoach? No,
Stagecoach,
it was not. They've known each other much earlier than this franchise. And there was one other thing that I was going to say about it. Oh, just want to throw in there that Blake's dating Giannina from Love Is Blind.
Yes, he is. Horseman.
That's something
Blake
that's-
Horseman.
That's something that's happening right now.
Just remember his last name as we were sitting
Yeah.
here.
I don't know who
I said
that
Horseman
woman is.
multiple times so I could prove I knew
Remember
it.
Love Is Blind on Netflix?
Yeah.
Big show, blew up. There was one season
Yeah.
where like they proposed before they ever saw each other in real life.
I'm thinking of The Circle.
Yeah, different show.
Okay. I don't think I watched Love Is Blind.
Giannina was on Love Is Blind, and apparently MTV's put together some kind of show that Blake was just on and Giannina was just on. A bunch of reality shows, reality contestants from a bunch of shows, I think, are going
There's
to be
so
on
many
some
now, I
MTV
can't
show.
keep up. And I don't
Yeah,
try.
I know.
Bachelor is the only one I watch, but if I were in that world and I had tried to keep up with everything, I think I'd go crazy.
Yeah. Okay, then we have Rachel. Rachel's video package. She is 25. She's a flight instructor from Florida, which is interesting because it's like a flight instructor. So is her job to teach people to fly? Or is she just a pilot? Oh, wait. So her bio says she's a fearless, frequent flyer looking for a man who will travel the world with her. After recently earning her private pilot license, the future is nothing but sunny skies ahead for Rachel, and now she's hoping to find a co-pilot that matches her sense of adventure. She's a hopeless romantic. He needs to be nurturing, empathetic, and must be respectful in all facets of life, especially to waiters. Good trait to have.
Yeah.
That's a great way to judge someone right
It
off
is.
the bat. Rachel could live off of Flaming Hot Cheetos. Rachel can't wait to read the Harry Potter series with her kids one day. And Rachel once organized a flash mob in high school. Rachel just instantly became my favorite.
You like flash mobs?
Harry Potter. I can't wait to read Harry Potter to her kids.
Should have known. I should have picked up on that.
Should have known.
I should have picked up on that.
I also can't wait to read Harry Potter to my kids.
For a split second, I was like, Fran loves flash mobs.
No, I actually really don't love flash mobs.
I think they're scary.
Yeah.
Have you ever been caught in one?
No.
Have you?
Neither have I. No.
Oh.
I can see Noah getting caught.
You know what I
in one
think
by
of when I
accident.
think of a flash mob? Friends with benefits.
Yeah, I was same. I was gonna say that's the only flash mob
But
that I
that
like.
would freak me out.
Yeah, it would be a lot.
Good movie though.
I'm always interested in people who are like really into flying. Because I'm borderline scared of flying. Like when I get on a plane, I just get a little nervous and my hands get sweaty.
Yeah.
But then there's people like
Rachel,
I'm sorry, who are like, she goes to school for it and she like can't fly enough.
Yeah.
She wants to fly herself. She wants to get a license.
she's like in those tiny planes.
Right.
Those are scary.
That's like it's like Harrison Ford who
Yeah.
does that and he crashes all the time. It's scary to me because I'm scared of it. But there's
Yeah.
people who like, I understand like flight and flying is really interesting and fun to some people, but for me it's just
You fucking with turbulence?
no. And I know you like turbulence, right?
Yeah.
That is so
Up until
strange to
recently
me.
though. Like I do like turbulence until I forget where I was. Really bad turbulence. Really bad where like I was like, this is it. Like when you a little turbulence fun. When you get the really bad turbulence where you feel like the plane is gonna go down is terrifying.
Yeah.
my flight back from Florida. I didn't talk about this, but it had been snowing like in this area in South Jersey, and the pilot right off the bat was like, it might be a little dicey coming in. Like there's some weather systems in the Northeast. Like, okay. Then I'm like half asleep because it's an early morning flight. So I'm like asleep, not really paying attention. And I probably should have cared so much more. But at the end of the day, it wasn't as bad as the pilot made it sound. But when we were getting closer to landing, he came on the speaker so many times and was like, all right, everyone, like, it might be a bumpy ride on the way down. Like, buckle up, like, whatever. And then right as we were starting to descend, he came on again and was like, flight attendants, take your flight seats, like the jumper, like the jumper seat, for what they're called. I forget what they're called, like the jump seats or something.
Yeah.
And he said it so fast, like on and off. Flight attendants, take your jump seats. And the woman in front of me audibly just went, shit.
Oh yeah.
And I was so half asleep that I couldn't even laugh about it because I was just like, I'm asleep. I could get nervous that this is about to get bumpy. And then
It's out of your hands.
It wasn't even that bad.
That's right. I heard someone
Wasn't even
say
that bad.
someone said recently that I don't know if it's true or not. They said pilots don't worry about turbulence. Like they're not worried about it.
Yeah.
They don't think it's not scary to them as scary as it is to us. So if I think about that, and again, I don't know if it's true or not, if I just say pilots don't worry about turbulence, then I get less worried about it.
Definitely.
Because it seemed to me before that, it seems like the end of the world.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
feel like I'm going down.
Well, think about it. When you're driving a car and it's really rainy and slippery, you could lose control of that car so fast. So that's how I think of a plane. If it gets bumpy, like, or like, whoa, and then but that's not how the plane works. It's just not how a plane works. I'm sorry. I did not mean to put that thought in your head.
Don't listen to that.
Get it out. Get it out. That's not how a plane works. A plane and a car
Planes
is very
basically
different.
fly themselves also. Like,
Oh, don't tell him that.
no, but like they facts wise, way more car accidents than plane crashes.
Only thing I think about that when you say that is like, we're due.
For a plane crash.
I'm scared of planes. I'm
No,
not.
we're due. Do you take a Xanax before a plane?
No, I don't take anything. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Rachel,
Flying is scary.
good for you for getting into that pilot seat. Next video package was Daria, who Rhea knows.
I do. I'm friendly with Daria. She's my friend's best friend.
And honestly,
Unfortunately, didn't make it.
we didn't see her anymore.
Yeah.
Great
gal, though.
than really this video package. So we will. I will mention that very impressive girl. She
Yes.
went to Harvard. She's now in her third year at Yale Law School. Like extremely impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She hates sushi. She wants to write a children's book one day, and she idolizes Amal Clooney because she's truly an ally for women. It's very nice. I think, like, once again, seems like a great girl who did not get a fair shot here.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. She is a
Yeah.
great girl.
Okay, so then we had Susie, the 28-year-old wedding videographer from Virginia Beach. A lot of girls from Virginia Beach. I don't know if it's just because they were like so successful with Victoria F. That they were like, we gotta get more girls from Virginia Beach.
I think Virginia Beach gets dirty.
I think it does. Like Virginia Beach, like.
It is.
It's not the word I was looking for, but it's the word that came out. I meant to say rowdy.
Yeah, it's rowdy, but like it's a community where they all know each other. Like I just feel like all these girls know each other, you know?
It is so interesting the effect that Victoria F has had on this show, to the point where whenever I see Virginia Beach, I think about Victoria F.
Same.
I saw it last night and I was like, oh, Victoria F's from there.
Yep.
She really has left her mark on this show.
To be honest, there might have been a million other girls on this show from Virginia Beach that did not matter until Victoria F came on.
I think you're right.
This is so immature of me. It's so immature.
Oh boy.
When you guys were younger, was it like nerve-wracking for you guys to say Virginia? Because you were like, oh, it's like vagina.
Can't say. No.
That didn't make it out to my neck of the woods, no.
Okay. Just a question. I told you it was going to be immature.
I feel like you still think that.
I did.
Every time we're saying
That
Virginia
is
Beach, Rhea's
spot
like,
on.
Rhea's
You
like,
know, in her head, she was like, do I want to say Virginia right now?
I think I stuttered a little bit when I said Virginia before. I was like, vagina.
in your head, you're like, don't say vagina, don't say vagina. That's very funny.
Which will make you say vagina.
I know.
Is the problem. Like when you're like, oh shit, don't say vagina. Then you're going to say
You know,
vagina.
it's
gonna
like,
happen.
you know what's
Now-
funnier than Virginia? Vagina.
Well, now after I think about Victoria F being from there, I'm
funnier
going to
than
think about vagina.
24, 25.
Oh boy. Okay, Susie. Susie is
Susie Q.
Susie cute. She's the perfect combo of Hannah
Beautiful
Brown
and sexy?
Yeah. Of Hannah
Cute
Brown
and sexy,
and
sorry.
cute and sexy.
Yeah, good
Of
movie.
Hannah Brown and
Demi
Burnett. I thought a lot of people said she looks just like Debbie Ryan as well. She definitely does. There's a lot of similarities. But Sally, like she.
Wait, Susie or Sally?
Oh shit, Susie. Fuck.
I know. Hey,
There's
it's
too
early
many
on.
similar names.
No, it's early on. People got to give us a break these first couple weeks because
I know.
and I know you got the list there, but it's still
They're all because I have them all so close together.
right.
Susie is a former beauty queen, of course. Always got to fill our quota of pageant girls. She lived in Japan for quite some time when she was younger. She talked about that in her video package, came back, and then she won Miss Virginia 2020. Her bio says she loves to defy expectations, looking for a man who will keep life interesting. She finds sexy, what she finds sexy is a thoughtful man who prioritizes quality time and creating shared experiences. Loyalty is the bottom line. She needs someone she can trust. Susie would love to be a documentary filmmaker one day. She hates haunted houses, and she's a jiu-jitsu champion.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very well rounded.
Kick Clayton's ass.
I'm with her on haunted houses.
Yeah. I don't like haunted houses either. I had a bad experience
Do
in
tell.
8th grade. Oh. It was a haunted house at a Halloween party, and it was like a blow up haunted house. It was like a maze, one of the maze ones, but it was like a moon bouncy house.
Okay.
But it still had like you went through, and me and like 6 of my friends all went in at the same time, and we were getting chased by a guy. Like they had people stationed in it, you know, they were dressed up, so we were getting chased. And the way you had to jump out was like there was like a little hole, and you like jumped out of it to get back outside of the like any other bounce house.
Sure.
And we're all screaming, and like all 6 of us try to jump out at the same time, and then we all get stuck. And this guy is like grabbing our ankles.
Oh my God.
And one of my friends, Peter Pants, and so we're all like laughing but crying because she's like, I peed my pants, and then we're all like, ew, get away from me. And yeah, I have not been in a haunted house since then.
I get it. I get it now. I just don't like them because they're scary. You had a real bad
You have
experience.
a friend pee your pants on
No,
you?
I think I liked them when I was younger, and then same thing with scary movies. As I get older, I think, why am I putting myself through this?
Yeah.
The only reason I liked haunted houses when I was younger was to make out with people in them, and now I don't need to do that. So I hate them. They're very scary.
What do you mean? Like that was like the only place you could like hide?
That's the spot.
Not necessarily,
to
but
go.
like that was like the thing to do. Like Adventureland. They had the
Another great movie.
yes.
You get on the
Adventureland is near me. It's based on that.
the Ferris
The-
wheel.
the-
Is that what it is?
I talked about this, that the Haunted Mansion was like, you know, where you'd go to like kiss somebody, but then when you made it to the log flume, it was like, you're a couple. But then there was another, I'm blanking on the name, Bayville, I think, Bayville Scream Park. And it was where we all went in high school, and it was like a big thing, like, oh, you're gonna like make out with people or whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
Wow.
Horny haunted houses.
We all had very different experiences.
Very different experiences. Susie, she seems very sweet. I think that she just looks like someone that would do well. I just feel like she fits the Bachelor formula all around.
Beauty pageant, yeah.
Beauty pageant.
They usually do well.
Well-rounded, like has a cool past, like the whole lived in Japan, jiu-jitsu champion,
very
like
cool.
All very cool. The next woman who had a video package was Elizabeth, 32-year-old real estate advisor from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Elizabeth, life is about experiences and living life to the fullest, so she needs a man who won't dull her light in any way. Elizabeth loves wine tasting, travel, and self-admittedly has a taste for the finer things in life, so she wants a man who will keep life fun and be bougie by her side. She's very invested in her career and wants a man who appreciates her professional tenacity and grit while also having those same characteristics himself. So she speaks 12 languages. That's so many.
Really?
I don't know if I have the brain capacity for that.
I know I don't.
Petting cute dogs makes her happy, and tattoos are not Elizabeth's thing. Okay. Elizabeth kind of looks like Kelsey. Peter's Kelsey.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
From Peter's season.
Yeah.
Right? I get similar vibes. She seems very, I don't know if she almost seems too mature for Clayton, which is silly because like she's only a few years older than him, but like likes the finer things, 12 languages.
She kind of in a nice way or in a roundabout way said that she kind of wants a rich guy.
Right. She needs someone who's going to be bougie by her side is what this says.
She enjoys the finer things. She seems well traveled with all the languages.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. 12
Yeah.
languages. I couldn't even name 12
I don't believe
languages.
that. I just would like that known. 12 languages fluently? That's impossible.
Well, it doesn't say 12 languages
But
fluently.
then you don't say, if you're not fluent, I wouldn't say
Right, then
I know this
I would say I
language.
know 3 languages.
Like,
then.
I took Spanish for like 10 years.
Same.
I can't speak Spanish.
Well, maybe she can get her way around Europe. She's not fluent, but she can, make it work.
Imagine 12 languages.
I've never even heard of someone knowing more than 5 languages.
Yeah.
And she
Like
doubled
the
that and
smartest
then
people.
some.
A dozen is really a lot. 12 languages.
I'm really glad that you stepped in here, Noah.
Like, because, yeah, I mean, just think about it. Like, some languages are really hard. Like,
Yeah.
I'd say most of them.
But like
if you're
like-
learning it from a
and,
different
especially if you're going to like Asia,
Also, it's
where
way
it's like
harder
different.
to learn it
For sure, but
when you're
maybe
when
she's
you're older.
crossing-
When you're younger, it's very easy
Yeah.
to learn a
Right.
language.
Maybe she's learned a lot of like the, Latin-based languages.
I think it's like when you put on your resume, it's just like, I'm just gonna lie and
But if that's what she was doing, she made her number way too high.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
if she had said 4, I don't think
Right.
we'd be having this
If
conversation.
she said 3, I'd be like, wow.
She said 12.
I almost would find 3 more impressive.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, wow, she really does know 3 languages.
Yeah.
12 is like, liar.
I
Elizabeth,
wanna
I
her.
believe you.
I want to believe her too.
I believe you. You do you, girl. 12 languages. The next one was Teddy. She's 24, surgical unit nurse from Highland, California. And of course, Teddy is our resident virgin this season. Had to get that off right away in the video package. It's like, hi, I'm Teddy. I do this. And yes, I am a virgin. Her bio says, Teddy is a catch. She is beautiful, smart, and a total hopeless romantic who is ready to find her soul's counterpart. Though Teddy grew up in a strict Christian household, she lives by her own rules and has no interest in settling just to settle. Teddy is also all about that instant connection and is looking for someone who won't be intimidated when she asks hard-hitting questions on the first date. She's all about forming deep connections, but she also wants a man who can have fun with her and won't be afraid to join her for a late-night skinny dip. Teddy is ready for the real thing and just wants to share her heart with someone who truly deserves it. Teddy could eat pasta for every meal. Growing up, she was terrified of ladybugs, and she loves massages.
Okay.
All around good bio from Teddy. And I liked in her package, she was like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Like, I'll have sex. I just want to be in love. And I waited and it hasn't happened yet.
And it's not her whole thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes on this show, and maybe it's the show or maybe it's Teddy who seems great. That's not going to be her story the whole time. Like she's just like, yeah, I'm a virgin, but I'm a deeper person than that. It's not all about that. So I really like Teddy. I think her and Clayton got along really well. So I think she's going to be around for a while.
Yeah. And then last video package, teed up Sally. Sally was the last one. She's 26. She's a spine surgery robot operator from Charlottesville, Virginia. But of course, if you were watching, it did not say that. It just said previously engaged. That's all it said. So she is, they had, her whole package was about being previously engaged. Like, I was supposed to get married this weekend, like literally to the day. But I'm here. And her bio says she's a real-life Meredith Grey looking for her McDreamy. She's a spine surgery robot operator who keeps a tight circle of friends that she likes to have dinner and drinks with, but is a career-focused girl who's usually in bed by 11. She describes herself as religious, family-oriented, and adventurous. She says she wants a man who is loyal, fun, and willing to give her lots of attention because why lie? She loves it. She says that when it comes to relationships, she is incredibly supportive and loves to make her man feel appreciated and wanted. She hates cotton balls and can't be near them. She's obsessed with hot tubs, and Sally wants to own a clothing store one day.
Very strange that she hates cotton balls but is obsessed with hot tubs. Hot tubs are not very sanitary.
I wonder what her cotton ball fear is, though.
People, you ever watch the Maury show?
I've heard of it.
And they would show like people's fears and cotton
like
balls.
Like phobias?
Yeah, phobias. Like cotton balls was always a big one. People are always terrified of cotton balls. I remember the specific episode that I watched.
I remember someone watching that and someone was scared of tinfoil.
I was afraid of napkins when I was younger.
I remember you've mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It just happens. You can't really explain it.
Have you come around on napkins?
Oh, I love napkins now. I got
incredibly useful.
Yeah, they really are.
Really,
I got over it. You know how I got over it.
They covered you in napkins?
Yeah, they covered me in napkins.
I have that
so what did
part
you
of my
use
memory.
to like clean your hands?
I don't know. I was way younger, but I moved into my house now when I was like 4, and so I think by the time I was 8,
you were over it.
I think that's when the throw the napkin holder off the table happened, and then I was about over it.
8 years is a lot. If I were your parents, I'd be kind of worried.
I don't think it happened all 8 years. I had a disease when I was younger, and they think that caused me to have some sensory issues. And so from that, I just didn't like the feeling. Like I could not be near
towels?
them. Weirdly enough, I don't remember like hating paper towels so much, but napkins and decorative pillows.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like
I feel
a sensory
everyone
thing.
should hate decorative pillows. They're just so annoying.
No, I just couldn't be near.
I love decorative pillows.
Legit could not be near them. Like before I sat on the couch, someone had to take them. I couldn't even touch them to take them off the couch. Someone had to take them off the couch for me.
That's interesting.
Very weird.
The brain is a fascinating thing.
It is very strange.
It is.
So I'll back her up on that because
Cotton balls.
Can't
be near them. So this is the thing with Sally, right? Like she previously engaged. It kind of feels like she was just there for this one purpose of like dumping Clayton before the show starts. Like I can't imagine. I don't know how this went or like the producer involvement here, but there clearly was something. She gets to go introduce herself before the show even starts, basically be like, hey, like supposed to get married today. It didn't work out. It's really hard for me. I feel like I shouldn't be here. And he asks her to stay, tries to give her a rose. She thinks about it. Is on a phone call, is on her phone, someone's phone, mom, friend, I don't know who, gets to just like talk it through with someone. Like, when were you allowed to do that?
That made me think that they must take their phones right before they get into the limo. Like that, like, because this is before, right? So it's like, and when in the past have we seen somebody with their phone? Like, nobody gets their phone.
Where do they store them?
Or like, when has a producer been like, you know what? You have a hard decision to make. Why don't you call your mom? Or friends.
You know how many people would do that?
I know.
Yeah, right.
That's like, but Sally got to do it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm still very confused around this timeline of Sally's and what happened. And like, if I had to guess, she probably applied to be on this show a while ago, met a guy, got engaged. The show reached out. She was like, I'm engaged now. And then the engagement fell off and she was like, I'm not engaged anymore. And they were like, come on down. We'll take you like 4 days ahead of time. Like, that's exactly what we want. Yeah, producers being like, yeah. Because like Bachelor Data put together a timeline that they found from her Instagram that she has now apparently like wiped a lot of her tagged photos. But in August, Clayton's season filming wise started September 26th. August 14th, she was in Mexico on her bachelorette party.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
And then on September 20th, she apparently flew to South Carolina to get her hair like redone, extensions and everything. September 26th, Bachelor starts, is also supposed to be Sally's wedding date. And then in November, late November, she was tagged in an Instagram photo of a big group shot in Mexico that her ex-fiance was in.
What was the date of that one?
November.
Okay, so I was
Late
actually
November.
under the impression that date was just something that a day she had planned to get married, but all the other things before that did not happen. Like, she did not go on her bachelorette party. Like,
Right.
I didn't think it was a very recent thing. I thought it was like maybe like they broke up a couple months before or like a year before, and this date was just
No, I
in her
think it
head.
was super
like, that's
recent.
very fucking recent.
Yeah.
Why even? I guess when you get your heart broken, it's like, oh, someone's asking me to go on The Bachelor. I'll fucking go on The Bachelor,
Yeah.
right?
You're
Your heart's
feeling a little
broken.
bit
You're-
like, I'll
you're
do
in sham-
anything.
You'll do anything.
Right.
You're in shambles.
Yeah.
You'll do anything. So I guess I could see that point of view of it. Obviously, it did not work out for her because she left immediately.
Right.
But whoa.
Right.
That's
And
fast.
it can be kind of foggy for maybe the people who are like, well, when did she apply? Like, was she engaged when she reached out to be on
Right.
The Bachelor? Which is why I was saying if I had to guess, she did that maybe before she met this guy, and then like whirlwind, engaged, the whole thing, whatever. And then that doesn't work out. But because it just feels like a majority of the time these people have like been in the system for a while. Like they've been in like the Rolodex of contacts that producers have, and you either get called because we hear about people who are like, oh, you know, like Greg like was supposed to be on 2 other seasons like before
They
Katie's,
get their eyes
like,
set on people.
yeah. Like I just feel like maybe Sally's been on their vision board for a while, and then as soon as she broke up with her fiance, they were like, yes, we're previously engaged.
I
We'll
could see
put
her
that
coming
on.
back at some point.
I was just going to say that.
Maybe not this season specifically, or maybe so this season, but Paradise, another
I think maybe
season.
Paradise if she's single. If she was in Mexico in November with like all of her friends and her ex-fiance, I don't think she's coming back this season.
I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I just have a feeling.
Super fair.
And Clayton really liked her.
Clayton did really like her.
Because-
and she's gorgeous.
I was going to say, for those
Yeah.
that didn't watch, she is incredibly good looking.
Yeah, she's
I kept saying that last. I was like, she's really pretty though. Like I just couldn't stop saying.
Clayton
it.
was trying to force that. He was like, please take this rose and stick around.
Yeah, and of course, like we talked to Clayton about it too, so you'll be able to hear his side of that as well. But it was just like a shocking thing where you're just kind of going off first gut reaction to meeting someone. Well, it's like, well, you know, I'm not proposing to you right now, but like maybe you want to stick around. But yeah, the whole thing felt like very constructed to me. There was one point where she said to Clayton, like, can you do that? When he was trying to give her the rose or something.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like she was looking off camera a little bit, like not necessarily looking right at Clayton.
Yeah.
Like I almost think she might have been looking at a producer being like, can this happen? Like you told me I was just going to be able to go home. Like what's going on here?
I like it. I like the
the
chaos.
whole thing was like entertaining for a half hour, but at the end of the day, like she went home anyway. So it was just like, I just feel like the producers really came up with that one.
That's also what makes me think she's coming back.
Right.
And we spent a lot of time on it.
Right.
30, 35 minutes.
30 minutes almost.
Yeah. So
First 30.
for all that to end
Well,
up just
with the other girls too.
end up with nothing, it seems a little wild. But yeah, it was. I like the curveball a little bit. I know we had a discussion when it was happening about like the rules are there are no rules and all that. I'm for all of it. Anything
Once
that
you got a
happens.
phone, it was like, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, we joke around, and I was saying, you know, we need to have rules. This is cheating, but all in
Yeah.
all, I find it very enjoyable to watch. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I root to watch things that I can hate on and be like, what the fuck is happening?
For
Because
sure.
it just makes it more fun. So I honestly thought it brought something interesting, especially to rope us in right away to the season, because it's not what we've seen before. And usually we just get right into the limo entrances, and this was 35 minutes of what the fuck is going on. But I think it jump-started the season in a chaotic good way.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get into. Oh, Sally leaves. By the way, just gonna. She does not
She's
accept.
gone.
I think we talked.
Yeah.
She-
I was like, she
did
she's
not
gone.
accept that.
She did not accept that rose. Let's get into limo entrances. Before we do that, After a full night of Bachelor Monday nights, we're watching, we're doing cutting stems. I go home and I cannot turn my brain off.
Same.
I'm on my phone, I'm watching TV. Like, it's bad. I stay up way too late because the adrenaline's running through me, and I can never fall asleep because we're just the lights and everything. You get home and then it's hard to immediately fall asleep. So what I've been doing recently is using the Calm app. We've talked about the Calm app before. We love the Calm app. It really is one of the best things. We're partnering with Calm, the #1 mental wellness app, to give you the tools to improve the way you feel. You can clear your head with guided daily meditations, improve your focus with Calm's curated music tracks, and drift off to dreamland with Calm's imaginative sleep stories. Those are my favorite.
am obsessed. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew
Whoa.
McConaughey
Yeah.
has the best sleep story on there that I have
So
used
good.
multiple times on planes just to fall asleep on my own.
I think Sophia Bush is now on there now, too.
Harry Styles has one
Yeah.
that is so good. And
Yep.
just the daily meditations. There's like 10-minute
they're
meditations
really
on there.
good.
I've fallen off with the meditations a little bit, but I
Yeah.
used to do those every day. But the Matthew McConaughey sleep story is seriously one of the best things that will ever grace
Yeah.
your ears. I am so serious about that.
It's a great way where, like, if you cannot turn your mind off and you're laying in bed and you, like, maybe you're one of those people that falls asleep watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to be like that, but then I started to think, like, that it just made me stay up longer. This is a good way to, like, not have a screen in front of you and you can just listen to it. And if you go to calm.com/chicks, you'll get a limited time offer of 40% off a Calm premium subscription, which includes hundreds of hours of programming, and new content is added every week. Over 100 million people around the world use Calm to take care of their minds, sleep more, stress less, live better with Calm. So once again, for listeners of the show, Calm is offering a special limited time promotion for 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/chicks. So go to calm.com/chicks for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. That's calm.com/chicks. The more you say calm.com, they sound like the same word, and I'm saying calm.com. Okay. First woman out the window.
Keep that one in.
First woman out the limo is Sarah. She's a 23-year-old wealth management advisor from New York. All just impressive right off the bat. Like, you see that, you're like, oh,
I believe
okay.
I believe that's what Bennett was, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yes.
That title
Yeah.
always scares
It
the
does.
shit out of me.
There is something,
like-
wealth management, just the term wealth management.
They're just moving money around. And I was
yeah,
just like,
exactly.
how is that an occupation? I don't
Right.
understand. It's something that I don't understand.
Right. I always think, like, what made you qualified to tell me what to do with my money? You know, they go to school and they do that and they learn those things.
It's got to work somewhere along the line.
Of course it
for
does.
some
Makes
people,
a lot of people
and
a lot of money.
people a lot of money.
Yeah. So
Impressive.
her bio is Sarah may be young, but she's gone through more in life than the average girl her age. She doesn't let it slow her down. When she's not killing it on Wall Street, she loves spending time with her family, taking trips to the spa, and growing the nonprofit she started, which aims to support adopted children. Hope is romantic. Her perfect man is respectful, easygoing, spontaneous by nature. He'll also love co-hosting dinner parties, sharing her love of Valentine's Day. Sarah says that when she falls hard and fast. So Clayton, get ready to catch. Fun facts: nothing makes Sarah happier than tiny, cute dogs. She gets frustrated by slow walkers, and she thinks that Wonder Woman is a badass. It was like the most New York thing she could put in there. Frustrated by slow walkers. Me too. That's the worst. New York City streets. You get stuck behind a
Oh
slow
my
walker.
God.
You almost feel like you got to be like, out of the way.
Right. I am dodging people on the streets of New York
same.
City.
Like, move over.
At some points, I'm sprinting down the block.
I feel like my favorite thing is accelerating like right by them to like make it known to them that's like you're
that
going
they're moving
so
slow.
Yes.
Or like
go really close to
when
them.
you're walking on the right, like you walk on the right side of the sidewalk. You know,
Yes.
towards the right.
People
Two-way
just,
traffic.
They don't, when they're not from, and listen, we sound like such New Yorkers right
Yeah.
now. And when you're not from New York, you don't know these unwritten rules. But when you're from here, you know them well.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I'm with you guys, and I wouldn't have known that before.
Are you?
Yeah,
Because you were looking around and a little scared. for a
No,
second.
no.
Maybe Trent's a slow walker.
no, I'm not, because I buzz by people all the time. And
I see you buzzing.
when I first moved here, I wouldn't have thought about it, but now that I've lived here for a few years, there is like let's keep it moving, and I
There's
want to
nothing
go.
to see. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, people
Yeah.
think there's a lot to see. Unless you are actively showing up to the touristy spots in New York City, keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of buildings.
Oh,
Go,
yeah, if someone
go.
in front of you stops out of nowhere. It's like,
It's still fucking
insane.
worse.
Okay, so Sarah came out of the limo and she had a little tiger token thing that she gave, which was cute because I'm gone to Clemson and he is Mizzou, both Tiger mascots.
I'm here to tell you I don't remember that whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't remember it either until I was rereading.
What a nice gesture.
Some recaps this morning. Yes, very nice. I think that, it's a sentimental, good omen, I would say. You get a little token. And then next was Lindsay W. She's a 28-year-old sales rep, industrial sales rep. She spells her name with a Y at the beginning and at the end, Lindsay. She is a small town girl making moves in the big city, isn't afraid to take a lot of small town girls ready to hit the big city this season. She isn't afraid to take great risk if it means
big
great
city
rewards.
girls looking for small town?
Yeah,
Those got to be out there.
that's got to be out there.
Why are you looking at me like
I was saying,
that?
are you one of them? You feel like you wanted to say something there. You're like, man, I want to move to a small town.
I'd love to move to like West Palm Beach, Florida. That's not a very small town.
Is that a small town?
No.
Technically?
I just
Nope.
want to move to a warm place.
Fair.
She is looking for a man who's humble, reliable, and ready to be her best friend. Faith is incredibly important to her, and nothing would make her happier than to share it with the man she loves. She's ready to stop wasting her time on men who don't deserve her and find someone who will make her the priority. She doesn't do clowns, is what it says. She cannot sleep without a white noise machine, and she says she is much more of a baby Spice than a sporty Spice.
Couple things there. You go first.
Well, I love white noise machines.
Yeah.
Trent, I got mine last night.
No way.
Used it for the first time last night.
What do you think?
It's amazing.
Let's go.
For someone that always says he needs to sleep with a fan on, I'm shocked you've never done a white noise
I
machine.
know. I've always just played rain sound out of my phone, but now with my new apartment where I'm miserable, I was like, I need to drown out the sound, so I got the white noise
I think you
machine.
could also get the Calm app.
Yeah.
We talk about that on today's episode,
Yeah.
so you should
That's a
get
good
that
one,
as
too.
well.
I love a white noise machine.
Yeah.
It really changed my life. And second, is this the one that you said is a favorite?
I did, but I meant Elizabeth.
Okay. Then that's going to make what I say next a little awkward because this Lindsay girl tagged all of us on Instagram on one of her Insta stories and said, oh my gosh, I'm a huge Chicks in the Office listener and now I'm on the show and Fran is writing.
I said she's a front runner.
Yeah.
I might have meant Lindsay.
Okay.
Is the thing. Her and Elizabeth kind of look very similar. And I actually think, I'm trying to think because it did happen early on. So maybe it was. Honestly, I would say both of them.
Yeah.
But she didn't have a big limo entrance. She just kind of got out, said hi, and went inside. There wasn't a gimmick or anything. So that always helps, I think, when I'm watching. Those ones I remember those ones sometimes more than the gimmicks.
Well, she's a big fan of the show.
Oh, well, Lindsay, if you're
thank you.
listening.
Shout out to Lindsay. Lindsay W?
Lindsay W.
I think that was who
Yeah.
was on Instagram.
Remember when you dressed up as a clown?
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Why do you remember
Because
that?
I did your makeup.
Wow. That was before I moved to New York.
I was my second week as an intern.
That was so early on.
One of my first or second weeks as an intern.
The reason
Isn't
that
that really weird to think about?
yeah. That is so strange.
2016. It's 2022, Trent.
The only-
It's 2022. That was in 2016.
So it's funny that you bring that up, and I
What?
actually, it's 100 years ago.
That's so many years ago.
So long.
So the reason I was thinking about this recently was that Frankie, we were on a trip in Arizona for the Arizona Bowl, for the Arizona Scramble. He showed me a picture of myself that trip to New York, and I was on the early iteration of the Dave Portnoy show. And I was on, and Frankie was doing social or whatever for it, and he took a picture of me and he showed it to me when we were in Arizona, and I don't have facial hair and I look insane. I shouldn't have brought it up because Frankie's probably going to put it out there now, but I told him he couldn't. But I was like, why don't I have facial hair? And then I remembered I did the clown video where Smitty and I shaved our faces and put makeup on, and I didn't remember that you did the makeup.
Isn't that so weird thinking back? It's one of those things that just gave me chills over my body. That was so long ago.
That is so
entirely too long ago.
And I remember Peter King came into the office, and that was the first famous person that I had met when I worked at
And
Barstool.
he met Glenny Balls.
And I met Peter King dressed as a clown.
Oh my God.
And I was like, good to meet you. Man, that is such a long time ago.
Really long time ago.
Wow.
When you just name the years, 2016, 2022.
Yeah.
It still weirdly feels to me like it's 2016 was 2 years ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
I don't know what that means or what that says about me, but it's so
Yeah.
time is so strange.
Next out of the limos was Genevieve. She's a 26-year-old bartender from LA, looking for a man with whom she can get
retire
lost
soon.
in their own. Yeah, you have been working for a long time.
I've been in this game for far too long.
She is ambitious, confident, and persistent, and says that when she wants something, there isn't much that can stop her from going for it. Her dream man is someone that will let her maintain her independence and always keep her laughing. She wants someone who won't be afraid to admit that they are wrong or change their personality when they are broing out with the guys. They also must have a good relationship with their mother and be able to have a deep, meaningful conversation. She doesn't like public speaking. She loves to go fishing. And she says Hailey and Justin Bieber are # relationship goals.
Love it.
Facts.
That's a good bio.
Genevieve, I feel like I just get the vibes that I would like to hang out with her. I feel like she's kind of already in the Bachelor world. Like I've seen her hanging out with some of the people that are like in San Diego and LA. So
Okay.
I feel like she's kind of already inserting herself in there. And Kelly said this on Cutting Stems, but she's like the most Genevieve looking Genevieve. Like she just looks like Genevieve.
Yeah, she couldn't be named anything else.
She totally does.
Has to be Genevieve.
Yeah, for sure. She also didn't really have, like, she kind of came out, said, hey, so excited, nervous, nice to meet you. And in she went. Next up was NC. She's a 28-year-old sales manager from Burbank, California. NC is half Persian, half Korean. Stunning girl. She actually spoke Korean to Clayton when she came out of the limo, and he was just like, okay.
Too bad that other girl wasn't there to translate.
Yeah.
That was good.
Noah.
That was a good callback.
NC doesn't discriminate when it comes to love languages. She speaks them all fluently. A true romantic at heart. She's ready to take a break from focusing on her career so she can focus on finding love and putting herself out there. She's looking for a tall man with a nice smile and an equally nice family. I mean, that's Clayton. He should always be striving to grow both personally and professionally and wants the same of NC. He should also love the ocean because nothing makes her happier than spending a day by the sea. NC loves Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes.
She taught
Whoa.
English to North Korean defectors when she studied abroad. Whoa. And she would love more opportunities to dress in costume.
I
fuck with NC.
love DDR.
You do?
Love.
That was all the rage 15, 20 years ago.
Oh my God, it was awesome. The whistle song.
Yeah. Yes.
Were you really good at it?
Yes.
Because there were some people who were. There are
I'm
people
not-
who are good at it.
not
There are people
expert
who
level.
are really good at it.
Not expert level, but I
Like
could do
Nick
like
Swardson and Grandma's Boy.
I could do like hard, medium, hard, but not expert.
I was never that good.
Like
at
Joey King and Kissing Booth.
Yeah, not that good.
I like NC a lot. I feel like she stood out to me just from all the other women, and
Yeah.
just I like
Really good
yeah,
looking.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's beautiful. Susie, who we already talked about, she was up next. She had a little like toy like buzzer thing that she shocked him. It was like, feel the electricity between us. Fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. I give it like a C.
I have no idea what the fuck I do. I really don't for a limo entrance.
Oh, I know. I
like,
know.
what do you have any idea?
I would
just-
crowdsource. I think I would have to have people come up with an idea for me, and then I would pick one from that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could come up with one by myself.
You don't have any idea, Rhea?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do either.
Like I wouldn't want to do something too much or too little.
Yeah.
And it's hard to know if
feel
it's
like you
gonna
have to
come
base it
across
off.
well.
The guy, kind of, right?
Right. Like some of them do like when I forget who threw the flag, you know, he was a football player.
Yeah.
He liked that.
Yeah.
He said in our interview. So I don't know. It depends.
Next is Claire, who came out, and we'll talk about Claire in a little bit.
Our
but,
queen.
She is a 28-year-old spray tanner from Virginia Beach. She's charming, outgoing, and unapologetic.
I thought of-
Vagina Beach.
I thought about now every time I hear it, that's all I'm going to think of. It
Oh,
was
man.
Victoria F. Now it's Vagina
Welcome
Beach.
to the club.
She grew up quickly as a single mother. But credits her son as her greatest achievement. Claire is ready to take a chance on finding love again without the distractions of life and work. She's looking for her soulmate, someone who is supportive and doesn't hold her back. At home, you can find Claire at girls' night, singing along to country music, trying out a new restaurant, or enjoying a bonfire. Hopes to have more babies in the future. People who don't wear deodorant make her angry. She loves ranch dressing with her buffalo wings, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is one of Claire's favorite movies.
Great movie.
As far as bio goes, I like it because I also am one that goes with ranch dressing with my buffalo wings.
Ugh.
I don't do blue cheese.
I prefer ranch.
Yeah.
What? All of you?
No?
Oh, your blue cheese.
I like both.
I like both. Like I'll have it with blue cheese if it comes with blue cheese, but I
which
would
one do you like
prefer
more?
ranch.
Yeah, what do you prefer?
I don't have a preference.
I mean,
truly.
if gun to your head.
Jesus Christ. Pick it right now, ranch or blue
I'm
cheese.
with Noah.
I
What is
guess
it?
ranch.
Oh
Okay.
my god. I think blue cheese overall would be the more common choice.
I think so too, but
Yeah,
I don't know. The Midwest.
I'm just a
loves
ranch gal.
Blue
I
cheese-
like ranch.
But I
Blue
like ranch,
cheese is
just not
a
with
stronger
wings.
flavor. I think
It is.
maybe
It's,
that's
like,
why.
heavier, you know?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's why
I
people
love
would go.
I love a blue cheese crumble,
Oh my god!
like on a good wedge
I
salad.
love, or just
That's what
or
they
just-
put on the chicken sandwich from Munwich.
Yes,
Blue
or
cheese
just
crumble.
or just blue cheese, like a block of blue cheese you
Yeah.
cut up for a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Okay, so Claire, she said she's just winging it. She came out. She said she had something cringy planned. She decided not to do it. Claire also, I think I saw on Instagram, like is a singer or trying, like she sings on Instagram.
I saw
Checks
that as
out.
well. Yeah.
Makes sense. I feel like Claire probably is here in paradise, but we'll talk about that. Next is Serene, 26-year-old elementary school teacher from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Serene is another one, like a tough name where I'm probably going to end up saying Serena. It's Serene. Serene's spirit is robust and her passion is strong. When she's not making a difference in her students' lives, she loves to spend time relaxing with close friends or planning her next big adventure. Serene knows her worth and what she needs to be happy. When it comes to relationships, she wants to find a man who is truly worthy of her commitment and ready to give her that same level of commitment back. Dream man, honest, clear what he wants, excellent communicator. She's got a huge heart. She loves the theater, but only if it's a musical. Guinea pigs seriously freak her out, and she has a cat named Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's funny.
Serene's limo entrance was another one that was just like, hi, I'm Serene. Nice to meet you. See you inside. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just, I feel like that is, of course, the safe choice.
Right. Which is probably what I would end up doing.
It's the safe choice, but it's also the risky choice.
You could get away with it.
Because it's like
Trent.
not like,
Really?
if you do
You-
something ridiculous, you know he's going to remember.
You have the kind of personality and aura
Please,
Laura.
please continue.
that you don't need anything extra. You are just like a nice, happy, jolly guy. Are so welcoming immediately.
That's nice, and I would, you would hope that would be enough. I don't know. You're just that was one of those where you just started, and it was just going downhill.
Where it was going.
That's all right. It ended up being compliments to me, so I was all for it. But
Yeah.
I would actually be interested. There's no way this data exists, but for like to go back and look at how far people go, or the success rate on night one for wacky intro.
Yeah.
You should do, as if you're going to go on, Harry Potter. Bring a Harry Potter hat and sort him into a house.
Okay.
I feel like there's
That's,
something.
there's something there.
Some sort of house. You would have
Yeah.
to make it up, but
Yeah.
there's something there with that.
You probably somehow turn that into a sexual joke.
Yeah, but
Like to
nothing too
slither in.
crazy. Oh my god!
Wait, what did you say? Ooh.
Slither in.
Yeah, that's a joke that's been made many times.
No, we're gonna act like
okay.
it was
no,
the first time.
Yeah, let's
I
act
did
like
not
you
just
made
come
that
up.
up.
I did not just come up
But
with that.
I think we just came
yeah.
up with a good
Yeah.
limo entrance for
Yeah.
whoever is going to need it at some point.
for all those Potterheads out there going on The Bachelor. Okay.
I hope we see that one day.
Next,
How great
yeah,
would that be?
Somebody listening.
The phones are tapped.
Somebody listening could be going on the show.
I'm like a secondhand Potterhead. Like I haven't even watched all
Potterhead
of them.
by association.
Yeah, but like I am so intrigued
You get like
whenever
a-
we start talking about it.
You get
like
we
a
got
Potter
into like a
co-
20-minute conversation about Harry Potter yesterday.
Look, we've been talking about it more and more, and nothing makes me happier. So
Yeah,
You
like yesterday's show, you're like, I'll talk for 3 minutes, and it was like 30 minutes.
I was-
but that wasn't even
That wasn't
driven
even
by
her.
me.
Yeah.
Rhea really drove that about the Sorting Hat.
what were you gonna say?
I don't remember. But I hope someone in the future does the Harry Potter intro limo entrance so we can know that they're a listener
Yeah.
of the show.
What house is Trent?
Oh boy.
Hufflepuff.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Hufflepuff or Gryffindor.
I'd prefer Gryffindor.
That's what I said yesterday. They called me Hufflepuff.
But you have the kindness and like of a Hufflepuff.
So Hufflepuffs are just nice.
Yeah, but some Gryffindors can be a little bit like
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Let me take out the characteristics.
I watched Fran look up at the ceiling and say, Gryffindors are more, and it was just like, buckle
it's just
up.
like a little bit like sometimes risk takers.
Oh,
little
okay.
bit. And I just,
Yeah.
You live a comfortable life. You know? And I mean that in the nicest way.
So wait,
I really
you're
do.
a Gryffindor, you're saying?
What?
You're a Gryffindor?
No, I said more. I'm probably more of a Ravenclaw.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so there's 4, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the personality traits of a Ravenclaw?
Smart, sophisticated.
Yeah. A little bossy.
So none of us.
Yeah.
Just Fran. I'm Slytherin, in case you were.
I know.
I know. All right, let's talk about.
changing some things.
All right, we got to move back to The Bachelor. Good Lord. All right, Teddy comes
Let's
out of.
start a Harry Potter podcast.
Nothing would
Fran
make
would
me
love
happier.
that.
She was like, okay.
Nothing would make me
Actually, not a
happier.
terrible idea.
Teddy is out of the limo next. Clayton lit up when he saw her. I think it was an instant physical attraction. She also really didn't say much besides him. Clayton was like, wow, she's stunning. Totally into Teddy. Tessa was out next. She's a 26-year-old human resources specialist from Connecticut. She is a romantic that is often. She's such a romantic that she is often accused of being cinematic. She loves grand romantic gestures, and when asked how she feels about love, she says, there's definitely a moment to be extra, and romance is it. She loves attending concerts, spending time at her neighborhood dive bar, and dancing through the night until the sun comes up. She loves to bowl. Stevie Nicks is Tessa's bohemian icon, and Tessa has a fear of red fruits, apples, grapes, raisins, etc. Oh, I have a hair sticking out. Thank you.
During that description, Rhea leaned over to me and said, fix Fran's hair.
And Trent was like,
And
absolutely
I
not.
just sat here like a...
You called Trent Joe.
What? You said Trent.
I heard Joe.
You called Trent Joe.
And Trent said absolutely not.
You
I did?
You just called Trent Joe.
Oh, I meant to say Trent, obviously.
Oh.
Imagine
No.
Trent just out of nowhere was just
I don't know.
Right. No, I'm not. Yeah.
I was joking. But
Yes.
you just called him Joe, and that was
I
even
thought
funnier.
he said it, and maybe I did, and he said absolutely not.
No,
is
you
what
said-
I thought he-
you
I
said
I
it.
thought I
I
said.
said Joe.
Oops.
God, she's always thinking about her fucking
Yeah,
boyfriend.
Tessa came out of the limo and said, my name is
Came out of
Asset
limo.
Backwards.
What? What happened?
Limo. Asset Backwards is her name. She's like, I'm an asset.
Oh.
That was her little fun word play.
I did not catch that last night either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that one. It was a little confusing at
it.
first because she said it, and then I was like, A-S-S-E.
Oh, yours
Oh,
is
yep,
air.
yep. Correct.
Yours is air. I just thought of that.
Thank you, Noah.
Wow,
It is.
Noah.
And on the Nike Airs, sometimes it's
Oh,
backwards and it says Rhea.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Lindsay D is up next. She's a 27-year-old neonatal nurse. So many, a lot of nurses. Insane amount of nurses.
Shout
on
out to
this
the nurses
season.
on the 17th floor
Yeah.
at Sloan Kettering.
Correct. Would be shocked if one of them did not try to get on this season of The Bachelor. She is born and raised in a small town with a loving family. She grew up encouraged by her supportive parents to chase her beauty queen dreams and won Miss Teen America at the age of 17. After giving birth to her daughter, her plans changed slightly, but Lindsay says she never knew a love like that could exist until she had her daughter. Still searching for her love story. She's selective because, she has her daughter in her life. She's looking for a man whom she can trust unconditionally. She loves Taco Bell, loves Hallmark Christmas movies, and enjoys napping in hammocks.
Oh.
She didn't really have a standout limo entrance either. But I guess she and Claire both moms, and I don't think Lindsay D got a rose at the rose ceremony.
Taco Bell is really good.
Taco Bell is really good.
Hard to disagree with that.
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever taken a nap in a hammock.
I put up some numbers with Taco Bell last month.
Yeah.
I counted. It was almost frightening.
Oh, boy.
It's an easy place to run it up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, meaning the amount of times I ordered it per week.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
We're talking
over.
over 1 month I counted. It was 7 times, which is
That's not that bad.
that's multiple times a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then think
In
about
1
the
month.
fact that I also have a car and go through the drive-through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably get Taco Bell once a month.
Yeah.
I would
It's
get
a
it
nice treat.
once or twice a year.
So good.
Daria came out of the limo after that. We already talked about her. She had a rose necklace on. She was like, my last name is Rose. Has to do with The Bachelor, of course. And then this is when Clayton popped into the mansion. He was like, hey guys, I'm so excited. Hope you're all having a good time. Okay,
Happiest
gotta
man
go
in the
back
world.
out there. So excited. So, he popped in there, and we're going to pop into a little break right now.
Trent keeps talking about how much we love reality TV and he's only in on The Bachelor, but what I think he needs to get back in on or in on general is Jersey Shore. Jersdays are back this Thursday, 8/7 Central on MTV. Snooki's officially back. Mike the Situation is a dad. We're going to watch him and Lauren be parents. We love Jersey Shore. We always have been. Honestly, binge Jersey Shore from the beginning if you haven't done that. If you haven't ran it back, do it already. Jersdays have been a big part of my life since I was in 7th grade. I love Jersey Shore. It's back this Thursday on MTV, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you're tuning in.
Then we have Kate, 32-year-old real estate agent from Lake Hollywood, California. She is the woman that works for the Oppenheim Group, which is the agency that's on Selling Sunset. So I kind of feel like she's just trying to maybe get on Selling Sunset.
What is that?
Selling Sunset's a Netflix reality show. It is about high stakes LA real estate, big million dollar homes. And then of course, like all the agents are these like beautiful women. They, there's drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
You join the Oppenheim Group, you want to be famous.
Okay.
Maybe you also want to sell some houses.
Maybe not pre-Selling Sunset, but like Selling Sunset's only been on for a couple of years, and Oppenheim Group has existed for a long time.
Sometimes when you guys are talking about these other reality shows that I don't watch, I feel like you're playing.
Can you please just watch Love Island?
I feel like you're playing Two Truths and a Lie.
Yeah.
Like you tell me two real ones, and then like the one you just said felt made up.
Yeah.
That one felt super made up.
Nope. Selling Sunset.
What if we told you the guys who ran the Oppenheim Group are two short kings at about 5'7" each, and they're twins?
That's
Is this another reality
That's
show?
generous. They're like 5'5".
That's generous. I think
Oh, that's a real thing?
That's a real thing. They're twins and they're very short.
I didn't even know what the Oppenheim Group was.
Yeah, they're
sounds like-
selling big, real, giant homes.
Sounds like some Illuminati shit.
Yeah.
Oppenheim Group.
Okay, so Kate, 32, she has an amazing life, a great job with one of Los Angeles's top real estate firms, a beautiful home in the Hollywood Hills, and a glamorous social life that is nonstop fun. I mean, you're telling me this girl doesn't want to be on Selling Sunset.
She wants to be on Selling Sunset.
Kate feels like she is close to
She
having it
will
all.
be on Selling Sunset.
But the one thing that's missing is a special man in her life. She's looking for a nice, motivated, mature man with a bit of a flashy side. He should love a good thrill because Kate's idea of a romantic date is skydiving. She's over dating Hollywood party boys and ready to finally open her heart to somebody. Was that a skydiving sound effect? And
like
ready
a
to
bomb
finally
coming out of the sky.
open. Yeah, I like.
What the fuck that was?
Yeah, that's an ominous sound, actually.
I'm already going to pre-apologize to the people listening as to how many times I've gone off the track here.
She is ready to find something real, hopes to walk away from this experience with a ring on her finger. Kate's moon rising sign is Leo, which she says speaks for itself. She's a Mario Kart aficionado, and she once went on a date with Harry Styles, and if you ask her for details, she'll tell you all about it.
Is this girl me in another life?
Yeah.
Leo, Mario Kart, aficionado, Harry Styles date?
Have you also been on a date with Harry Styles?
No, I said, is she me in another life?
yeah.
Not me currently.
She's in another life where you get to go on a date with Harry Styles.
Yes. I don't even want him anymore.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
What a
Okay,
hilarious
sure.
thing.
I know, that was funny. But I will say this.
I would love to hear her story about the
Obviously,
date.
I would too. Obviously, I love Harry Styles, and I would love to date Harry Styles. That was a joke, complete joke. Had this conversation with my sister and her husband the other night. I think I may be more intrigued by Jason Sudeikis these days.
This is an argument that you've been working on, I feel like, for a long time.
What do you mean?
Like you've just been growing more and more towards Jason Sudeikis.
No, wasn't it Jason Sudeikis and someone else?
Well, no, because it
For a
was
while?
when I said that I would date Jason Sudeikis to make Olivia jealous so then I could end up with Harry. This
But
would
then
never
you-
happen because I am
Yeah.
not that woman of stature. But I am now think I'm more interested in
Why?
Jason Sudeikis. I don't know.
Do you think you're maturing? I feel like Jason Sudeikis is the more like Harry Styles is fucking Harry Styles. Sudeikis is like, I'm Ted Lasso.
Like Harry Styles is obviously very funny, but I just like something about Jason Sudeikis' personality.
Look, we all know it's just all about the funny for Rhea. If he's not, he's got to be funny, or else cross him off the list.
Is Harry Styles funny?
He's pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
He is funny.
In his shows, he's very funny.
Nice.
And a goddamn rock star.
His
as
old
well.
YouTube videos.
So I don't know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Also in that bio.
We've lost you completely. We've got so many more people to talk about. I'm really trying to.
I'm so sorry. I really do apologize. This is on pop culture though.
Yes, of course.
You're not talking about sports.
I mean, a little Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, this is popular culture, no?
Kate is also the one that did the nips thing.
Oh, I like
And
the
you
nip-
like that. So really, maybe she is you in another life. Because I feel like you would have done the nips thing,
I
too.
liked the nips thing a lot. She was like, "You want to hold my nips?" And she just had little things of alcohol.
That's
Do
a joke
quick
you would
shot.
make today.
It would, and it just gets the party started a little bit because if they get a 2-drink rule, but you throw the nip in there.
Yeah. Could be a little loophole.
The other
drink
part of
that
that,
thing.
and I know we're going to move on, but
Yeah.
the Mario Kart aficionado,
Yeah.
you got to be careful throwing that around because people will roll
People
up on
take
you and
that
say,
very
"Hey,
seriously."
stop by, this is my address.
Yeah.
I have an N64, we're going to prove it."
Yeah.
I am
Happened to her.
so fucking good at Mario Kart. I swear to God.
Okay.
I'm so good, but there's one game that I'm even better at, Rummy Cube. Literally, I'll challenge anybody. You've seen it before.
Yeah, we
Rummy
played
Cube
it.
and Mario Kart.
Played a bunch last year.
Yeah.
Next up is Sierra. She comes out of the limo. She's 26, recruiting coordinator from Dallas. She said to him, I also missed this when we were watching. She said, "Don't freak out, but I'm your wife. I just got back from the future. Okay? You end up choosing me anyways. So do you just want to get out of here?"
Interesting.
Bold choice.
I missed that too.
Bold choice.
I wish I had remembered how she presented it and said it because that's either she thought about it too much and was just like, all right, I'm going to do this, or it came off as like kind of funny.
Yeah. So she loves traveling, yoga, dressing to impress, and working toward achieving her goals. She says that everything she does has deep thought and purpose, so then why come to The Bachelor? Sierra is ready for marriage, and she wants it soon. That was like a dig at The Bachelor, written by The Bachelor. Sierra says that everything she does is deep thought and purpose, so why come to The Bachelor? Is like, I feel like that's like, because you know? But like The Bachelor writes these.
I guess shout out to The Bachelor for putting it in there. It's a little bit of self-awareness.
Sierra is ready for marriage and she wants it soon. She's looking for a man who is cultured, direct, and just as ambitious as she is. Also, please be clean because Sierra has no time for anyone bad hygiene. She's done wasting time, ready to jump into love with both feet. She loves scavenger hunts. Her favorite flower is a black rose, and she cannot eat enough Korean food, especially kimchi and rice. Sierra seems like a good time. She just has one of those very inviting smiles, I think. And then after Sierra, we have Melina. Now, this is where things are going to get confusing for me, and I'm going to get out ahead of it right now. There is a Marlena and a Melina.
Oh.
Two different people, both on this show.
That's going to be tricky.
Yeah, that is going to be tricky. So Marlena is a 30-year-old former Olympian from, you guessed it, Vagina Beach, Virginia.
Thank God.
She is definitely the full package, and to say she's accomplished would be an understatement. Not only is she the vice president of human resources, but she runs her own real estate company and owns several properties. She also competed for Haiti at the 2012 Summer Olympics in track and field.
Wow.
Her energy is infectious, and her smile lights up a room. She knows who she is in this world and has worked hard for all that she has in life. When she loves hard, looking for the right partner. There is nothing or no one in this world who could convince Marlena to go bungee jumping. Marlena had a blonde mohawk in high school, and she prefers to travel solo and has visited more than 15 countries on her own. See, this is why I love reading the bios, because we would never know this about her. Like, what an accomplished woman, and all it says in her bio is former Olympian, but like, all it says, but like, not that, of course, is awesome, but you know, geez, she's very accomplished.
Right.
That's one of those bios where I hear it and I say, what's she doing on the show?
Right.
Like, that is so accomplished, and there's so much there. And like, I just, you don't think that someone like that would maybe go on a show like this? People go on there for various reasons, obviously, but what you just listed off was about as impressive as it gets.
So she's the one that threw the penalty flag out the window as well and was like, 15-yard penalty for being so fine.
Yeah, and
It's a
he
good
liked
one.
it.
Yep, he did. I also realized I just confused these in my notes and skipped over people because Melina and Marlena went almost right next to each other. Melina is a 27-year-old personal trainer from West Hollywood.
So that was not Melina?
No, that was Marlena. This is Melina.
Okay, you said Melina before, so this is now Marlena.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. Marlena is the 30-year-old
Olympian.
Melina is the 27-year-old personal trainer.
Okay.
Melina is bright and fun and charismatic. She's ready to jump into the arms of the Bachelor. Literally, when she's not working, she can be found bouncing around the streets of LA in her Kanga boots, a shock-absorbing workout shoe Melina created to make cardio more fun. I think that's what she was wearing in the... She lives a fast-paced life that includes shopping for designer clothes, spending time with her horse, and eating exclusively from the hot bar at Erewhon. She's a LA girl.
California.
Spending time with her horse?
Yeah, her horse. Frankly, she needs a man who can keep up. Her dream partner is incredibly athletic, unapologetic, and punctual. She is a very skilled jump roper. She loves being tucked in, and when she dies, she wants to be buried in cranberry sauce and stuffing.
How? There's a lot there right at the end.
I love when they do this because it's like, they probably asked her like, what's your favorite holiday? And she's like, Thanksgiving. Like, I love cranberry sauce and stuffing. You could bury me in that. And then they write, when she dies, she wants to be buried in cranberry sauce and stuffing.
Right. That's not how she said it to them.
Yeah.
How do people have horses?
What?
Like,
they own them and
Like,
they
how
go
do they
to,
maintain them?
they go to a
like,
barn. They live at a barn.
okay. But like, I don't know. That just seems like
Very expensive.
Okay.
You pay boarding fees.
Okay.
It's like if you have a boat,
Yeah.
you have to pay for the boat and the dock
that's a
and
good
everything.
comparison, I think.
So like she lives in LA, so she probably goes out 20 something minutes to a barn. There's people that work at the barn. They're paid to take care of the horses.
Oh, did you see that Curb episode this year about
Yes,
the horse?
with Woody Harrelson was in that episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
You love Woody Harrelson.
I would fuck Woody Harrelson.
He's a good-looking
I've
guy.
talked about this before on this podcast.
I just think like if I'm gonna have an animal, if I'm gonna have a pet or something like that,
Yeah.
horse is pretty far down on the list just because it can't like stay at the house.
Well,
with
I
me.
would like to. A horse is certainly not a pet. I would think.
No, okay.
Just because like it's like a sport.
I'm so out of my depth with the horse talk.
Well, I would assume
Fran was
she's
a horse girl. That's why she's being very.
I was
you
a
can
horse
tell
girl
how
growing up.
her stance right now, the way she's talking about this, she's very serious about the horses.
I'm learning. I think
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I've never ridden a horse in my
Yeah.
life.
I'm guessing Melina is a horseback rider.
Okay.
Or she just loves horses and she's got one she loves spending time with.
Because I see
the
Whitney
horse.
Cummings has a horse. I always see it
Yeah.
on the Insta story, on her Insta story, and it looks very fun.
Yeah. Well, if you have enough land, you could certainly have your own horse on your property, but most people don't have that.
I think I'd rather have a
What's
dog
a
or
horse's
cat.
life expectancy?
30-ish.
Oh wow.
That's older than I would have
Yeah.
thought.
Well, it just depends because you can have like different breeds, and you also like can ride you sport wise. You ride a horse for a certain amount of time, and then they like get they get to live the rest of their
The
lives.
saddest thing
like,
is
being
though
a
if they get hurt and then
frolicking-
you have to put them
Yeah,
down.
let's not talk about that. That's literally
Yeah.
I have a terrible childhood memory of watching the what's the one at the Barbaro.
Oh no.
What?
I think that was the horse.
Watching it. Get
There
put
was
down.
Oh man, they put the tent up.
it was the worst.
Wait.
That was the worst one. That was awful.
I don't know if I'm referring to the
Yeah.
I'm referring to the same one.
Yeah, Barbaro. It was at the Preakness.
It got injured.
Oh, like on the track. It was awful. It was the worst thing on television
And
of
then
all
they had to
time.
put it down.
It was terrible. Yeah, it was awful. Don't want to talk
If the
about it
horse
anymore.
gets injured, they have to automatically put it down.
Sometimes with the race horses, if they break a certain part of like their leg, there's no healing it really, and it's like they'll never be able to like without the leg they can't like it gets infected or like they can't live their life anymore.
That's incredibly
Yeah,
sad.
it's awful. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving on to Haley, the 26-year-old nurse. She is the one that did
Shout out to the nurses
the
on the
jar.
17th
So
floor.
many
It's so
nurses. This was actually a perfect episode to give the shout out to
They
the
just
nurses.
got 3 shout outs.
Yeah.
She's a pediatric nurse from Orlando, Florida.
I text my dad.
She she was very cute, but she didn't get a rose either. So I'm not going to really go too deep into her bio, to be honest.
Okay.
She dreams of hanging out with elephants in Thailand. She's not afraid to going skinning dipping. And she's claims to be Taylor Swift's biggest fan. And like I said, she's the one that was like, can you open this pickle jar? Which I get like the gimmick, but is also like, you could maybe come up with something that's a little bit not like, can you open this jar
that's not
of
from,
pickles
like-
for me?
Your massive meaty
Yeah.
hand.
Although, to be
Clayton,
fair,
you're so strong.
to be fair,
and I
he-
love pickles, and I want your pickle.
to be fair, Clayton can probably open any pickle jar in the world.
Probably,
If
yeah.
they're if you're looking to open a pickle jar, Clayton's
I
got to
don't
be
know,
top of your
though.
list.
Some pickle jars are just. Sometimes you just can't get it open.
No, but
No
that's
matter, like,
that's you
it's-
and me talking. Though.
No,
Yeah.
but it's like if your hands are moist, like
But again, that's you and me. We couldn't get that pickle jar open, but I bet Clayton could.
His hand's 2 times the size of your hand, at least.
that's just not true.
I would bet you
2 times.
2 times. It's bigger than Trent's hands.
Trent's hands can't even be that much bigger than mine.
Trent's hands are kind of big.
Do my hands look small?
No, no, they don't look small, but Clayton's hands look huge. Rhea,
Look how much bigger mine are than Rhea.
You're-
Stop
you're-
putting
you're
your
raising
no. You're
yours.
you're raising
raising
your hand.
yours. Put it in front of
Look.
the camera.
yeah, I mean the palm of Noah's hand is obviously
You're
much
hand
bigger.
raising your hand.
I wonder.
My
Mine, you're only a little bit more.
your
yeah,
nails.
Yeah,
when hopefully if Clayton comes
I
in here
think
at some
I'm
point,
telling you guys. Yeah, we'll get him in here eventually.
and we should compare
Yeah.
hand sizes. with
I mean,
Clayton.
2 times. My hand would be like.
All right, guys, we're moving on to Jill. Jill is 26-year-old architectural historian from Rhode Island. She brings the urn of her ex-boyfriend's ashes. Bold move. She. This is why the bios always actually do link up with the first night. Her bio says she loves being outside, walking around the local cemeteries, and going out for drinks with the girls. Clearly, maybe she has a fascination with death.
yeah.
She's tired of being the only single girl in a group of friends, looking for a man with a kind heart who is emotionally mature, dream man, someone she can laugh with. Physically, she says she is looking for a big, tall hunk of a man that she can climb like a tree. Jill, please let us introduce you to Clayton, is what it says in the bio.
Yeah.
Jill knows how to identify baby pine trees as male or female. Jill was obsessed with Twilight as a teen, and petting a wombat is at the top of Jill's bucket list.
Architectural historian.
Yeah, Jill seems a little quirky, and I like it.
She had a couple sort of funny clips at the end of the show last night where they kept cutting to her. It was during the rose ceremony, and she was like, "I got no shot." She's
Yeah.
like, "I'm not getting a rose. There's no way." She ended up getting a rose, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I like Jill.
Yeah.
Jill seems great.
Jane, 33-year-old social media director from LA. She's 33. She came out in a vintage car, and she said that I like to consider myself vintage. Like this car. She called herself a cougar. She's 33 years old.
Yeah, that's not a cougar.
It's just not a cougar.
You're just a couple years older than him.
Like, to me, I would consider like a 33-year-old, even if she was in LA, like dating 22-year-olds, I still don't know if I would call her a cougar.
I hate when people in their 30s call themselves old.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely upsets me.
But if I was 22 and dating her, then couldn't it technically be a cougar to me?
But you know what is funny? Because I think people in their 30s also hate when we're like, we're getting old and we're in our 20s.
But I don't say that.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on saying that.
Yeah.
And I think that more people should do that. Like, my sister is turning 30 next week. She never talks about turning 30. She acts exactly like, she acts just like a normal person. Like,
Yeah.
she's not always talking about her age. She's not always being like, oh, I'm getting so old. Like, she just has fun and lives her life and doesn't mention her age 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people, I feel like, make themselves older by always constantly being like, oh, I'm 30. I'm
Like
30
Trent.
now. I'm turning 30.
What's crazy is Jane
Trent's
is the
about
oldest.
60 years old just by the way he acts. It wouldn't matter what age he is.
What the hell's go? How'd this get to me?
It wouldn't matter if Trent was 22 or however old he is now. Trent just like lives a life as if he's a retired man that also has a job.
I'm right here. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you agree with that?
I agree with that. But also, we had this conversation recently on Foreplay about like how old I actually feel.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like my lifestyle and what I actually do, but like I feel like I'm 22.
Yes.
Like that's how I feel.
Good.
But I
Good.
mean, no.
Everyone
yeah.
should
What do
feel
you mean,
like
like
they're 22.
health?
No. I mean, just like I feel like I haven't changed that much since I was like
Oh,
22,
yeah.
23.
I feel like I'm 13. Like, like just like in terms
That's
of like,
about right.
like
Checks out. Okay.
I feel my age.
Yeah.
That's good.
Jane should, she's 33. She's very young. And Jane, her bio was very LA, loves going out, dressing up, working in social media, sucker for romance, done dating F-boys. She is making her romantic life a priority. She dreams of a life filled with unlimited kombucha. She is terrified of tall cliffs, and she prefers glamping over camping. LA chick right there. I really don't feel like there's... And she came out in like this crisp vintage car.
Glamping, yeah.
Glamping. I mean, I also would probably prefer glamping over camping.
I would prefer to just not camp.
Camp at all, yeah. And then this is where Holly came out. Holly,
Oh, yeah.
63-year-old woman. She, Clayton looks a little confused. We all were a little confused. But she was there as basically just like an ad for the senior bachelor show that we will be getting at some point. Don't know when. But she was like, oh, I'm at the right place, wrong time kind of thing.
I'm excited for this. We've been seeing commercials for this for
Casting calls for years.
forever. So
Yeah.
I'm into it if they're actually going to do it, which it seems like this is a pretty big step in that direction.
Yep.
I'm all for it.
But then she introduced Rachel, and we were like, wait, do they know each other? But no, it was just,
Nothing.
she was just like, and here's Rachel. So then Rachel came out. We talked about her. After Rachel was Ivana. Ivana is a 31-year-old bar mitzvah dancer from New York, Queens. She calls herself a multi-dater who has dated every type of guy NYC has to offer. She has spent a lot of time meditating. She's time to manifest true love. She loves to spend her time clubbing, gardening, and consignment shopping. Her idea of a romantic date involves dancing naked in the rain and ends with cuddling after her man washes her hair. Very specific. Her future husband must love all animals because she hopes to one day have a dog, 5 snakes, 3 exotic frogs, 1 lizard, and a turtle. Above all, Ivana wants a man who is undeniably compatible with her. She takes herself out to a new restaurant every weekend. She prefers indoor trees, and she works as a hand model from time to time. Her limo entrance was also saying nothing. She just walked out. She did a little twirl. She waved and then walked inside. Which, on paper, I liked the idea, but I feel like she didn't follow through enough.
It didn't work out for her.
Yeah.
Didn't get a rose. Her preferring indoor trees is very funny for some reason. Indoor trees.
Right. Compared to outdoor trees?
I feel like I'm an
That's how
outdoor
we
guy.
breathe.
I'm an outdoor guy.
We need outdoor trees.
Yeah.
People forget that is how we breathe.
Yeah. We need trees
Paper.
in a big way. Paper. Dunder Mifflin. That just blew your mind. The breathing.
And
thing.
honestly, it's like
Help
there's no
create
trees
oxygen,
near us
man.
right now. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in New York City,
Yeah,
like
there's no
the air
trees.
we're breathing just can't be great.
No, it's bad. It's terrible.
No trees.
Okay, Kira is next. She's 32. Kira comes out in the lab coat. She is a physician from Philly. She comes out in the lab coat with the red lingerie at the end.
You don't like that one?
No, I do like that one. Rhea just tweeted about the trees.
Oh, yeah.
People forget that we need trees to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
People forget Rhea, aka me. Okay, Kira is fearlessly focused and dedicated to achieving any goal she sets her sights on. She has a bachelor's degree from Harvard and her MBA from UPenn and her medical degree from UNC Chapel Hill. I mean, like, these are also the things, like, what? All this stuff. And, like, everyone's like, the girl that came out in the lingerie.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. This
Yeah.
stupid show. Wow. She loves her career practicing internal medicine, but is ready to put her professional life on hold so she can truly focus on herself for a change. She's looking for a mature man who will excite and inspire her. He should be social, always up to trying new things, and appreciate the corny things in life. She taught herself to write hieroglyphics as a child. She loves nachos, and she has 2 cats, Olga and Oksana. Now, like, once again, obviously someone just from birth, a genius.
Yep.
Writing hieroglyphics as a child.
Multiple degrees.
Multiple
from
degrees.
Esteemed universities.
Yep. And she came out in the lab coat and the lingerie, and everybody freaked out.
She's got it all.
Yeah, that's
She's kind
true.
of got it all.
That is true. After Kira is Mara, 32-year-old Mara like marinara. Come on, Fran. Mara, entrepreneur from New Jersey. She right off the bat, I'm Mara, like marinara. She is.
This is not Fran's favorite, I will say.
I didn't like that. She's born in Puerto Rico. She and her family migrated to the U.S. when she was young and has been spicing up the lives of everyone around her ever since. She considers herself the life of the party and is looking for a man to settle down with and keep life fun. When it comes to relationships, she is extremely nurturing but can be quite tough. She loves hard, fights hard, and is extremely passionate. She's ready to be in love and not afraid to put in the work. Mara loves this.
Marinara.
She loves the salsa dance. Snoring is a deal breaker for her, and she doesn't eat spicy food. Everybody starts snoring once in a while.
I was going to say, you rule out a pretty large percentage of the population when you rule out snoring.
You do.
You can also just snore, like, not consistently, but like every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Sometimes I catch myself.
Same.
I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, whoa, I was just snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that happens to people.
After that, we have Rihanna, 26-year-old nurse from Texas. She came out in a cowboy hat and was like, I thought about, riding in on a horse, but you know what they say, save a horse, ride a cowgirl is what she said. Creative.
I think the cowgirl rides you.
Yeah.
Depends. Depends.
Depends.
I guess it does depend.
It totally depends. She also is one that did not get a rose. She is the one that kind of looks like Anna.
Rihanna, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's also, you guessed it, a nurse. Shout out
to the nurses on the 17th floor at Sloan Kettering.
Yep.
She is a product of Texas.
Gotta update the tally to my dad.
She's a big personality with the cowgirl boots to match. She loves two-step horseback riding. In recent years, she says she put her career and education at the forefront. She's ready to saddle up and take her shot at finding the one. She loves to watch Naked and Afraid. She hates doing laundry, and she's very competitive when it comes to playing Monopoly. Rihanna, hate to break it to you, girl, just didn't work.
Didn't get a rose.
Did not get a rose, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Gabby, we talked about her entrance was a pillow with Clayton's face. She said, I just want to sit on your face. Honestly, a little risque for ABC, and I was like, they let her do that one.
That is more risque. Yeah.
It's like, okay, I just want to sit on your face. Very sexual.
Yeah.
I guess, when
that joke does always work, though.
It does.
It always works.
I feel like two things that are very overrated, but they always get played into jokes is 69ing and sitting on people's faces.
Yeah. Yep, you're probably right.
You think they're overrated?
I think they're overrated.
That like the jokes that are used?
No. I think that they are often joked about and often used in terms of talking about sex.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually doing them,
I see.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Like not all that practical.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I see.
They're practical, but they're just like I feel like they don't feel great for either party.
Right.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
We don't need to dive too much into that right now. We're going to move on to Hunter, 28-year-old HR specialist.
I'm so sorry.
Rhea, the floor is yours. No, just kidding.
No, but I feel like a lot of people would agree with that. I feel like I've said it on this podcast
I know. I was just
before.
like waiting for like Trent to give his opinion on whether or not that. I was like, I just feel like you were trying to tee him up on Trent. So like, what about you? You think they're practical? And he's like, I'd rather not talk about
There's
this.
better things out there.
Yes, Hunter, 28-year-old human resources specialist from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hunter comes out with the snake.
Yep.
Which she does have the whole time. Hunter is a Disney princess looking for her Prince Charming. But seriously, Hunter used to work at Walt Disney World as a princess. Wow, I'm fascinated by people that have had to do that or have had that as a job, which is way more competitive than you think, and two, absolutely makes sense when you get to know her. She's genuine, empathetic, and compassionate. She describes herself as a romantic who longs for a relationship like you can see in rom-coms. Favorite book is A Walk to Remember. She would love to be Justin Bieber's One Less Lonely Girl.
Holy shit.
That train is probably
That
taken
is
off.
so. I literally feel psychic right now. I'm not
Hunter
kidding.
would love to have an Australian accent.
I'm not.
Last one.
I wish I said it.
What happened?
When you said the Disney princesses,
Yeah.
and you said you're fascinated by those people,
Yeah.
I said there's two people I want to talk to in this world: people that have been Disney princesses and people that have been the one less lonely
less
girl for
lonely
Justin
girl.
Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I said that in my head. I swear to God on everything, my entire family.
Yeah.
I was going to say it. And I
Wow.
was like, no, you just interrupted. Just shut up.
Yeah.
And that just happened. That freaked me out.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Hunter would love to be Justin Bieber's one less lonely girl.
Wow.
I wish I fucking said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my, that freaked me out.
The Disney princess thing is so fascinating.
What do you
to me
find fascinating about that?
because and it's all throughout all of Disney characters, like everything, but like you cannot break character ever.
Oh.
Like you're a Disney princess, like you could have a kid like throwing up on you and you can't be like, fuck off, kid. Like you have to be like, oh, it's okay. Like you have to be Cinderella fully. Like you have to always, like, it's such a commitment. It's crazy.
They're like the guards outside of Buckingham Palace.
Yes, like cannot break character. And it's insane to actually get to be like one of the princesses. Very competitive.
I would absolutely watch a documentary.
Oh
on
yeah.
that.
There's gotta be one. If
Probably
there's
a
not,
YouTube one.
talk to Jordan Berry about it. She's witnessed all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And interesting that you went with the snake. Like I wonder that's whose choice that was.
You'd think it'd
The
have to be hers.
producer was like, "Hey, we got a snake for you," or she was
don't
like, "I
know.
really want to bring in a snake."
She was pretty comfortable with it.
She
So you'd
was.
think that was her idea.
She was. Samantha is a 26-year-old occupational therapist from San Diego. She was the one in the black bikini that comes out in the bathtub. Now, apparently, she also sent herself home at some point, and we just didn't see it.
I didn't know that.
She wrote on Instagram, which we just shared on our own, like, Instagram and Twitter on Tricks in the Office, that she wrote on Instagram, well, look what the handlers rolled in. Tell me you're on The Bachelor for the right reasons without telling me you're on for the right reasons, ... And then she wrote, disappears after entrance. Clayton and I privately talked night one. He was attentive, charming, and kind. However, a romantic connection is important in a relationship, and I made it a point in my life to not force anything I'm not feeling. As much as I wanted to stay, it would not have been fair to try to take his heart as well as take the opportunity away from a woman who was all in. Although my time did not last long, I know the friendships will last a lifetime. Good luck, Lee, and I'm rooting for you. So I guess at some point she sent herself home, and that was just not shown.
Yeah, they didn't show that at all.
Yeah,
All right.
and she came in on the in the bathtub,
Yep.
which I kind of liked.
Really?
I don't know why. Like it's just another, super. It's memorable.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then we have Cassidy, who I was gonna say, do I even need to like? She loves EDM festivals, snuggling with her dog, enjoying a glass of wine. She occasionally likes to play blackjack, has gone skydiving 12 times, and would love to own a dog sanctuary one day. She's beautiful. I would love to see Samantha in Paradise. There's not enough redheads on this show. I'm just going to say that. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like there's not enough redheads.
There haven't been.
There's not a lot.
No, there really isn't.
There's really not a lot. Cassidy is a 26-year-old executive recruiter from LA. She came in on the mini
Oh no.
motorized truck, and then Shanae came in on the giant monster truck that ran over her car, which was basically just exactly what happened with the fire trucks last season. They just totally redid that whole thing.
Yep.
But Cassidy she wants to spend her 20s experiencing life to the fullest, and through her past experiences has figured out what she's truly looking for. She's driven, confident, looking for a partner who can keep up with her fast-paced lifestyle. She doesn't like clubs because she hates waiting in lines. She has a matching tattoo with her mom, and she is a pro at driving stick shift. Oh, good for her. I wish I could drive stick shift.
It's so difficult.
So hard.
I think I could, if I had to get to the hospital, I think I could get there. But casually driving around town, I don't get how people do that.
So my dad got a car that was stick, and I asked, like, can you teach me? I had my driver's license. I was like, and I was like, could you teach me? I would love to be able to drive it or learn to drive stick. He said no, because I'm too much of a spaz. He wasn't going to teach me.
I'm sorry.
You can hear my dad saying that to me, no?
Can you drive stick?
No, I do not drive shift, and I will never plan on
Stick
learning
shift?
Stick shift.
Yeah. If you don't need to, you don't have to.
No.
Like, if you just buy automatic cars.
No, and that was one.
They're the
that
more
was
popular
that was
choice.
Yeah.
that was a shot for my dad that I just had to like take. I was like, oh, okay, too much of a spaz. You're probably right, I guess.
It's really interesting watching. Like a couple of my friends have had cars like that, and they just do it like so
It
They don't
looks
even pay-
so natural.
Right. They don't even pay attention at a certain point. They're just
and
like,
I think if you maybe don't have the instinct, it's just
I'm better
it
with
might not
automatic
come.
cars.
Yes. That is all the limo entrances. I know that was a lot because we also were doing bios as well. But Clayton, this guy is pumped up. Couldn't be more happy to be the Bachelor. He goes in, he gives his toast. He talks to Susie first, and then he talks to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth gave him the picture of like her grandparents or like great grandparents or a very old picture, and was like, I want you to hold on to this. It's like, you got to copy it. Like, that's not the original, is
Yeah,
it?
I would say
Yeah,
Not great. I hope that's not the original 1930s photo or whatever year it was from.
Yeah, I would say it's a nice gesture. Thank you for
Nice gesture, yes.
asking me to do that, but I'm gonna let you keep it.
Right.
Maybe I'll take a picture of it with my phone.
Right. Right.
She's like, oh, I got it now.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't be trusted with that.
Yeah. Then it was Teddy, and like right off the bat, there's like a severe is a wrong word, serious chemistry between the two of them. And she says like she looked at all the guys on Michelle's season. She didn't know who it was going to be. And like Clayton specifically stood out to her. And now here he is. Teddy gets the first kiss. He was very clearly into Teddy from as soon as she got out of the limo.
Yeah, I think she's going to go far strictly on just their chemistry.
Right.
Like, hopefully they can work through it and they can, connect on different levels and all that stuff. But
They're going to have to talk about the version thing at some
they're definitely
point.
going to have to talk about that. But I think she is set to go for a while.
Yeah.
For sure.
She gives me Serena P vibes. Like, she's just like so cute, and she just seems like so cute and sweet. And like, I like Teddy. But then, yeah, Clayton was getting his fair share of kisses in, as one does. He's the Bachelor. He's Teddy, and then he's kissing Kira for a while, and all the girls are like, he's kissing Kira for so long. Eliza, he's kissing. Cassidy's kissing. And then we get to Claire, who has this full tailgate set up for him. Football, they're talking football. What's your favorite team?
Yeah.
Cornhole,
Yep.
wings. They got the whole thing. And it's clearly not, like, the chemistry's not working. And Mara comes to interrupt them. And, like, Claire's like, I'm not done yet. Claire, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said before, Claire seemed a little drunk. I don't know if, like, how that, she snuck that around somehow. But she seemed, like, a little drunk or just, like, immediately...
Maybe she's a lightweight.
Annoyed. Yeah, it's very possible. Could have been immediately annoyed about Mara coming in. And I think maybe she wanted Clayton to be like, no, I'm finishing this. Like, we're talking. And he didn't. So when she went back to the house, told everybody, not my guy, not into America's Sweetheart.
Not the vibe. Hate him.
Hate him. Kind of hate him. He sucks, I think she said. It's just...
And she just kept making this face. She was like,
She could not stop
No.
talking about how the connection was just not there to literally everyone. And then, of course, like, very funny, someone was like, you're going to leave? And she's like, no.
Nope.
I respected this. I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie. I respected it because
Yeah.
not everyone is going to like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Samantha.
There's 30 people there.
Samantha didn't do it, but clearly she didn't do it in a dramatic enough way to have it be shown
Yeah.
on the show.
So she just didn't like him. I just thought it was funny. Like, obviously people thought it was obnoxious, whatever. They're there for him. I just thought it was hilarious that she was just like, hate him, and thought that nobody was going to go tell him that she was saying that, or that it would never come out or air on TV. We're all going to see you saying that. And then he sent her home.
Yeah, Serene came out and told Clayton what she was saying, and then he pulled her to talk to her, and he was like, so, talking to some of the girls, and they said that you, like, hate me. It was just like the way he delivered it was like so like, oh, Clayton, like, oh,
He's like, wait, not everyone here likes me?
he's like, that you like hate me. She's like, well, not hate. I don't hate anyone.
yeah, I don't hate it.
Hate's a strong word.
I love when people say, I don't hate anybody.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, come on.
Those are the people that hate the most people.
strong
sure.
word, like, no, I didn't say that. Like, definitely don't like you. But and they didn't show us like him actually being like, you're leaving, but they walked in front of the women and he walked her to the door, and then he told everyone that she was out. And yeah, that wasn't a surprise. You hear from a girl like this Claire's telling everyone she hates you, you're probably saying, I think you should maybe go home.
There was a moment where we thought Clayton was such a nice guy that when he walked her out, we thought he was walking her back to her date to finish it up and be
There was a moment where that was
for sure.
Or just the fact that some guys like girls that hate them.
Yeah.
It's very true.
But it didn't end up working out that way.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Good move by him.
Yeah. Teddy got the first impression rose, which did not come as a shocker. Like we said from the beginning, it seemed like that connection was definitely there. And then as the sun's coming up, the whole thing, rose ceremony, going through all the women. So we got Serene, Susie, Eliza, Rachel, NC, Sarah, Kate, Cassie, Elizabeth, Kira, Shanae, Sierra, Mara, Marlena, Genevieve, Melina, Gabby, Jill, Lindsay W, Hunter, and Tessa, and of course Teddy. And then who left? Haley, who was one of the nurses. She was the one that we were like, oh, she looks so sweet. Like she just had that face. Yes, shout out the nurses on the 17th floor. Ivana, who said not a single word on purpose. And Jane, Lindsay D, Rihanna, Samantha, and Daria are all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women left on top of Sally and Claire leaving as well. It's a pretty decent first night.
And Samantha?
And Samantha's on this list.
Okay.
But they kind of made it look like she got sent home in the rose ceremony, but I guess on Instagram, like she's claiming that she left. So
7 or
but
8?
I can't remember if I saw Samantha during the rose ceremony. So yes, that was that. This list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus Sally plus Claire.
Wow.
So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay.
22. That's pretty. Normally I feel like it goes from like 30 to 25.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
I like where this season is headed.
Yeah.
I am excited. I think that the teaser, the promo looked good. I think Clayton's a nice guy. I think he's going to get caught up in it. He's clueless. He's just happy to be there. And I think it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we were all like, oh, another season.
Yeah.
But I think The Bachelor is what really pulls me in. And I think it's the same for you guys. Just something about The Bachelor.
Yeah. And there's just something about also when The Bachelor very genuinely feels like he's bought into the process and like really feels like it's gonna work, and I get those vibes from Clayton big time.
Yeah, and we've watched enough seasons where we hope it goes really well for him, but there's gonna be some bumps along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So that wraps it up for night 1, and now we will get into our interview with Clayton, where right off the bat we had to pull Trent in. We have an awesome interview with Clayton. Here it comes. Like I said, we got Trent right off the bat to kick it off. But first, we just want to tell you guys that this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the best way to think about therapy, like when you're first starting, I think, because it can be a little scary, a little intimidating. You don't know where to start, but BetterHelp makes it so easy. And honestly, you guys should be thinking about therapy through different kinds of analogies, right? Like you get your car tuned up to prevent bigger issues down the road. You get annual checkups for your body, your physical. You go to the gym to maintain physical wellness and prevent injury and disease. We do chores around the house so that your house doesn't turn into a giant mess. Going to therapy is like all of those things. It's routine maintenance for your mental and emotional wellness to prevent bigger issues down the road. Therapy does not mean that something is wrong with you. It just means that you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. And what's great, Barstool Sports agrees. They offer BetterHelp services to their employees as an added benefit to help take care of their overall well-being. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. You don't have to worry about getting in your car or walking or going anywhere. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, and it's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. So why invest in everything else and not your mind? This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/office. That's BetterHelp.com/office.
Why don't I get a cool background like that? That's what I want. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm
You got a big smile on your face. Seems like you're doing okay over there.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Yeah, experience. I went, through the gauntlet as far as reading stuff online, and then I had to throw my phone across the room.
Yeah, don't read it. I know everyone's probably telling you that.
I was reading, some of the, because you guys are associated with Barstool, right? Am I wrong about that?
Yes, we work at Barstool.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading some of your guys' comments early on. I read one of the, who was, what is it, the luggage guy?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't him. No, I don't know if it was tweeting. Somebody tweeted something about me. I'm like, all right, champ. I'll have to give him some trouble.
If any,
it couldn't possibly
be Trent. Trent is so team Bachelor.
Yeah.
No,
it had to have been Rowan or someone.
I think he said something like, "My face is just massive." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that was Trent. But he didn't mean it in a bad way.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
He was just enamored by how big you are.
He's in awe by your size.
Bring him in here right now. But
Honestly, go grab Trent right now.
We need to hash this out.
We're going to grab him right now.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny, but yeah, no, I was. Did you guys do a live portion afterwards, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay. I was told it's a lot of fun to watch, so I was gonna, but I had to go to sleep so that I could have energy, so it would be fun today.
Yeah, it's always something because
Yeah, we have a fun time.
Yeah, we have a fun time. It's also we're like a little loopy by that time because we're at work all day, and then we're watching the show, and then we're doing that right after, and the things just fly.
Loopy, were you guys having drinks too, or did you have to?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes, yeah.
They let you guys have some on the show? Okay.
Oh yeah, we can really do whatever
we make our own rules.
Smoke, drink.
We've had alcohol sponsors for that show.
Trent, I got a bone to pick, my man.
Wait. Should we save this? Let's save this.
It's recording.
Oh, it's recording?
Clayton,
okay.
how are you?
I'm doing good, dude. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
How's my face looking right now? Is it too big in this frame? Should I back up?
I mean, it looks gigantic, but I want you to know that it's not a criticism. It's just an observation. Like you're just a big human being. And I remember the first time I saw you on Michelle's season, I was just like, man, he's got a big head and a big face. But again, it's not a criticism. I actually think you're quite a good looking man. And as you can see, I'm not a great looking man. So I'm a little jealous.
No. Don't bag yourself, dude. I thought it was funny. I read it. It was like one of the first comments when the episode started airing, and I was like, okay, let's see what people are saying. It's like he's got a big face. I was like, here we go.
You're the people that Caitlin Bristow was showing to him.
I would never say that your kids were going to look like Shrek. That's something I would never say. I think the big head and the big face, that's just an observation.
No, I mean, I'm a bigger guy, so listen. I'm just giving you trouble, dude. I think it was all in good fun, but I was still trying to figure out like Twitter and all that. I'm still like, I was like gonna retweet it, but I'm like, I'm seriously brand new to it. Yesterday was like my first day on Twitter, so
okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So listen, hey, it's all good. I'm glad you stepped in here. I'm thankful you stepped in.
Of course, and I mean, just after the first episode, I love how much you love being the Bachelor. I think it's great. I think the enthusiasm is awesome, and I think it's going to lead to a great season. And it's great to finally meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man. And I went in there ecstatic and a little clueless, as I think most people saw. And they're like, "Why is he not seeing these flags?" It's like I was just so happy to be there.
I'm just happy to be here. But before Trent leaves the room, can you just hold up your hands real quick?
He's got big hands.
Oh,
massive.
Well, I'm also putting them close to the camera so they look big. I don't know if I don't know.
They're still big.
Still big.
Wow.
All right, thanks.
Hey, Trent, we'll have to. Where are you guys at? Where's the
New
office
York.
at? New York. Okay, when I'm that way, we'll have to go out and get drinks or something.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, man.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Well, as you can
right.
tell, we're here with the newest Bachelorette, Clayton Echard.
He's the Bachelor.
Shots fired this early. We're gonna go there. Okay.
It was a long night.
We also have a little fatigue. We've just multiple Bachelorette seasons.
I can't
He's
believe
the Bachelor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you gonna mistake? Are you gonna call me a different name?
Yeah.
This
guy's Clayton.
Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. We're here with the Bachelor, Clayton. Welcome to the show. Your season started last night. Honestly, we're really excited for this season. Obviously, we're getting back-to-back seasons. The Bachelor, Bachelorette, it never ends. But after the first episode, we are locked in. I think that this is going to be a really exciting season. Trent, he mentioned it. you just look really happy to be there. Like you are smiling from ear to ear. You're doing it right now. How do you feel after the first episode aired?
That was a whirlwind. Watching it, reading everything, I'm like, what did I get myself into? How did this even become a thing? And that's what you're seeing or saw night one. For me, is I was just smiling ear to ear because I mean I'm a happy person in general, but also it's just like I was like, this is ridiculous, dude. How did you go from like being in Columbia, Missouri, working a sales job, to now you're standing here with these limos pulling up? And I was in disbelief, and I think that disbelief, it even still today, like I'm watching it now and it feels like it was a dream to have went through the entire experience. So and now I'm getting to do all these really cool things, and so for that I'm like, I can't help but smile ear to ear. And I'm just, I mean, but yeah, like was it crazy? Did I do some things, off the wall even night one, and people are like, how is he not seeing these big red flags? It's like, because all I was seeing was just, I was googly eyed. I was like, look at these, like, look, they're all beautiful. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had thought to myself watching. Like one of my favorite moments was halfway through the limo entrances and you went inside just to be like, hey ladies, like how's everyone doing? Like, okay, gotta go back out there now. Like,
and also
I could just see from from your face, I was like, this guy, I'm like in his head, he's just like, this is awesome.
Right. And after every woman walked by, you were like, she's so beautiful. Yeah, she's so beautiful. And they really are all very beautiful. I think that let's start off by talking about Sally, because that's how the episode started, which was way different than we've seen any other premiere start off. What was going on there? Did you expect that at all? And did you know how to handle it? Because I guess you can't really prepare for something like that. But were you taken aback?
Yeah, I was taken aback. I opened the door and I see her and I'm like, what is this? Like, am I being pranked? Like, where's Ashton Kutcher? What's going on here? Like, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I quickly, as I like open the door and I see her, I was like, okay, I'm guessing this is one of the women, because for one, how is some, beautiful woman showing up at my doorstep? Like, clearly there has to be some connection here. So, having her come inside, I was really just being reactive at that point, I think, because I wasn't expecting that, right? Like I was expecting to meet the women night one out of the limos. And so Game Time appeared at my doorstep, before I thought it was actually going to happen. And I had to quickly switch into like, okay, guess what? Night one just started. So you better be on your game and be able to work through this one. And I was not expecting her to drop what she did on me. It was a lot.
It was a lot. And, we only got to see a brief moment of it. Did you get to actually talk to her a little bit more? Because for us, it was like, it appears they've said 3 words to each other and he's like, you're amazing, you have to stay.
I know the way that listen, like they can only show so much, right? I mean, like, because they have a 2-hour episode to show that, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny because people I was reading online, they're like, she's like, I was previously engaged, and I'm like, and then also it cuts to me, I'm like, you know what? Like, I can tell she's very genuine. I want to give you this rose. And people are like, whoa, dude, what the? All he's seeing is her looks. No, like we talked and had really good conversation. Okay. But people have to understand, like they can show it. They don't have all day to show it. Right. Yeah. They have to show what they hit the main points. And she was what I thought was a very, kind-hearted woman that, yes, like she was in her head and struggling, and rightfully so. If you were going to get married on that day, I imagine like that, those feelings would have come rushing back up even after she might have subdued them prior. And so for me, I was like, you know what? Let me just, if I give her a rose, like she can kind of relax night one, and maybe after a few days, that mentality will change. That was my thought. And I was like, you know what? If it doesn't, then we can go our separate ways. So I didn't see it as like, I'm locking in, I give her this rose, that means she's going all the way. It was just like, hey, like stay a few more days. Like, let's just see if we can maybe get these emotions under control.
When she left, like, what was your headspace like? Like, were you still looking forward to starting the journey, or were you like, oh boy, our one's already gone? Like, what is this? Is this a bad sign for how the rest of it's going to go?
Yeah. I mean, there was a moment where I was like, all right, 0 for 1.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. But maybe if I can just keep 10 at this point around, I'll be hanging in there. But there was that moment. Yeah, of course, where I think being human, you're like, all right, well, there goes 1. So I definitely, it was a gut check. I was humbled right off the bat. And I think for me, I realized, okay, could I have done anything differently? I don't know if I could have. maybe I could have said things a little differently. You start playing this whole game, but I realized I'm like, you need to lock back in because now you have 29 other women that are going to be coming out of these limos. And if you're in your head, you're not going to be able to be yourself.
Yeah. I feel like we saw a lot of things happen for the first time, or what seems like the first time last night. Sally being one of them, another one being Claire, who was telling the other women there that she hates you and that it wasn't the vibe and she doesn't like you and all of that. And you, I think, handled it very well. We were waiting to see, oh, is he going to like her even more now? It's like a challenge. She hates him. You know, guys like that, they like love a crazy
Everybody
girl.
wants to, they can't.
Right,
Yeah,
but
no.
you
So-
were like, I got to walk this girl right out. What was your reaction to when the women in the house started telling you that? Because I feel like in past seasons we see a pattern of like snitching or people are telling on other people. How did you feel about that?
Well, my big thing, and I echoed it all throughout, the season, was I said, I value transparency, honesty, communication. Like I need that in a relationship. Those are like all at the top of my list. And so I had echoed that so many times. I think even with the first night, as I was talking to each woman. So when Serene came to me, it was like, thank you. Like, this is what I need because I'm not around 24/7. I'm not in those rooms. So I'm going to be like, the stories will be built around what I'm told. And yeah, I'm going to see a lot this season. I'm sure like I had people tell me, but I wasn't aware of. And it was like their version of the story. Was it the accurate version that I will now find out with everybody else? But to hear that she was saying she hated me night one, I'm like, that's a strong word. The words matter. If you're saying hate night one, major red flag. And for me, I was like, there's no reason to even try to continue this connection. Like, I'm done. If you're telling me you hate me night one, I can only go downhill from here.
Yeah, and this is a television show, so you were able to watch it back, and there it is, her just talking to all the other women. So you can see that was definitely the right choice. But you have some absolutely stunning girls who all seem so great, and we had some great limo entrances, and you seemed really into it. What were the ones that really stood out to you?
Well, I mean, Teddy did. Obviously, that's why she got the first impression rose. She just, like, when she stepped out, I was instantly captivated by her beauty. That was the thing that really, it's like whatever she said. I mean, then she made her little joke about being a teddy bear. And I thought it was just so innocent and sweet. And our conversation just flowed really well. She's so easy to talk to. So she stood out for that. I also loved Marlena's entrance. I thought it was absolutely hilarious when she threw the flag on me. Yeah. And that was just, again, like people are going to see with Marlena, she does not lack confidence. And that's what's so attractive about her, amongst other things as well. But that one stood out to me. I loved it. I thought it was just like, again, I look for somebody who has a great sense of humor. And I think that one won me over big time.
The pressure of that first impression rose. You just said, of course, like, yes, you gave it to Teddy, but now these past few seasons, there's so many people that look at like the data and who looking like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. How often does the first impression rose actually end up being the winner? And it happens fairly often now, a little bit more, I think, with The Bachelorettes than it does The Bachelor, because, women sometimes have a better first instinct. But how...
You're trying to say we don't? Hold on now.
I'm just gassing herself up right now.
Yeah, the evidence proves it on the Bachelorette. But did you know that? Like, when going in, were you like, ooh, this first impression rose is really important?
Well, I knew that, again, it was special, but for me, no, I didn't think like that locked me into anything. I'm like, okay, just because I give someone a first impression rose means that they have to go the distance. It was just simply like a first impression, like who stood out to me night one. But like, and yes, like that, obviously it was resonated, but I knew that then as time went on, I was going to start developing deeper connections, having these intimate conversations. And ultimately I'm looking for that person who's going to just stand out. When I wake up in the morning, who's that first person I think of? At that point, when you get to that point in the game, a first impression rose doesn't hold the same weight that it did night one, but it's extremely important night one. Of course, first impressions are everything.
Go ahead.
No.
Oh, I was going to say, did you get any advice pre being The Bachelor from any folks, other people in the franchise? Like, did you get to talk to anybody or maybe any former Bachelors?
Yeah, actually, I spoke to a few bachelorettes and another alum as well. I actually have had a lot of people reach out via, DMing me on Instagram, or I've met them in person, and everyone just really told me, I think the greatest advice was just be able to let go of control. And for me, what was so great about that is like, I'm someone who always like tries to control things around me if I can. But when you're dating 30 women, it's like, you can't control that many people. So you just have to be able to react and do what you can, control what you can, but whatever you can't, just allow it to play out. And when I was told that, it was very kind of basic, just, don't let go of control. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, don't just, we're going to say that and you'll understand. And I quickly realized that I was like, the more time I spend trying to control every narrative or trying to like figure out every single thing, I'm going to run I'm going to go crazy. Like, I just need to be able to relax and take things on a day by day, really conversation by conversation basis.
How overwhelmed were you the first night? Because obviously there are so many girls. You have to learn all of their names. You have to give everybody a little bit of attention, some time to talk to them. How did you manage that the first night?
Well, just to the best of my ability. I mean, there's no way that you can have any prior experience. So I just went in there and I'm like, be yourself, and make sure that I can be myself with each woman. Even if I'm talking to the 20th or 30th woman at the end of the night where it's been 8 hours, 9 hours later, I wanted to make sure I was bringing that same energy from this first conversation. Because I was like, that's what you owe to each of these women. Make sure you're giving them your 100%. Even if you're tired, like just because the first girl was there and she got all her time right at the beginning, you had high energy, like carry that into that 30th conversation, because ultimately that 30th person could end up being the one. So like, do not allow yourself to kind of fall into a lull because you're tired or whatever. Just keep it as close to 100% as you can.
Did you find it interesting that ABC basically hired your twin to be the new host of The Bachelor?
Listen, the more pictures I see, and the awesome thing too is like, again, we have so much in common that I loved it. I love Jesse. I mean, nothing but great things to say about him. We're always texting. Every time we're in the same city, we're going out to dinner together. He's a big brother to me. He really is. And what was so great about him was because we had so many commonalities, I was able to build that trust very quickly. I needed that because I didn't have friends or family around. So he was the guy that I was leaning on, having these conversations with, trying to make sure that I was doing the right thing. And whenever I needed somebody to soundboard to kind of just throw ideas off of, he was there for me.
How are you feeling now that your season has started compared to, look, this has been, the chatter around your season has been going on for months because we knew ahead of time and we were watching Michelle and we're like, how is this guy the Bachelor? What's going on? Like what's happening here? And we obviously ultimately saw that in after the final rose where they just decided to read ruthless tweets for I'm not quite sure still what reason. But it was like there was just so much talk about the season because we knew for so long that it was going to be you. How are you feeling now compared to how you were feeling when the world found out you were going to be the Bachelor?
I think, again, for me, although everyone told me to like quit reading all the comments, you'll go crazy, I just felt that the more I read it, the more at some point it would become repetitive. And I'm like, then you'll stop. You won't get an emotional response to it after a while. You'll just be like, okay, it's the same thing I've heard a million times at this point. And so that's kind of why I just look into it all. Now, everything that's been said has been said. Right. So it doesn't matter to me anymore. And plus, I only care about what my close circle thinks about me. Everybody else, I can't please everybody else anyway. So it's like, you're either going to like me or not. And that is what it is. But I was on that journey to find my person. And so as long as like that goal is attainable, it's like if people watch it and they're like, oh, he sucks, whatever. It's like, okay, fine. Like, it doesn't matter. All I'm concerned about is finding my person. So all the other outside noise is just that. It's just outside noise.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. Were you shocked when you found out you were the Bachelor, and how did you find out?
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked. Again, it's another one of those situations where I'm like, y'all really want to do this? Like, for real? I mean, okay. But, I found out relatively quickly, but at the same time, I don't want to say it was a no-brainer, but because it was that last date that I had with Michelle where I started getting these strong feelings. The museum date was perfect. It's something I would do in real life. And I had so much fun. And that was when I tore down the last bit of walls that I didn't realize I actually had from like a prior relationship, many years ago. So at that point I was like, wow, this could be someone I can see the rest of my life with. And I got so excited. Obviously I didn't get the rose. She sent me home and I was like, ooh, reality check. But I was like, don't put the walls back up. Like this is what you want. You want to spend the rest of your life with one person. You don't want to go run around living the single life. Like that's just, it's not fun anymore. And so, it opened me up. And then when they came to me, I was like, this can work. I saw it work. I felt those feelings. So I know I can be the bachelor and I'll find what it is I'm looking for.
That's really nice. And we have seen this teaser over and over of, I'm in love with the 3 women. And I think that's,
and you're at church.
It's the perfect way to pull everyone in to be like, oh, we got to know what happens. And we can't wait to watch the rest of the season. But now, how are you, your journey's over. Now we're all watching it, but you have finished it already. How are you feeling? And do you think like towards the end there, you almost like bought into all of this like too much, or do you stand by completely how you felt during the time on the show?
I stand by it completely. Yeah. Obviously, as people see in the promo, people can extrapolate. There's a whole lot behind all of that. And I know people are wondering like, what happened? Why did he say these things? The way he said them, that'll all be explained. Yeah. Trust me. But I look back at it and there were moments that were really good and there were moments that were really bad, but ultimately that was my experience. I went in very naive. I didn't watch any seasons prior going into it. I didn't want it to be influenced. I wanted it to be my 100% authentic journey. Which would play to my benefit and to my detriment at the same time. I think that's why people are like, why is he doing this? It's like, because he's clueless. He doesn't have any idea. He doesn't know how this works. So he just went in there being like, I'm going to go find my person, just walking along. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, drama, boom, conflict, things flying in from left and right. And I'm just like, what is this? And they're like, this is how it is. And so that's where, I think like I look back at it. I went through it. I did the things I did. Did I do things perfectly? No. Did I make mistakes? Yes. But it was me. It was me all the way through. And for that reason, I can live with what I did. I don't have any regrets. And it's just one of the situations where, was it messy? Absolutely. But I was just doing everything that I thought was best at the time.
Yeah, and I think even from the teaser and the promo, I think it's just very realistic of we don't know what happens for sure, but the vibe that I was getting from it was like, this just seems like a realistic thing that would happen on this show.
Yeah, definitely. Quickly before we wrap up, because you said, you have not watched. What, I realized we never even asked, what even brought you on Michelle's season?
It's a long story, but I'll just say this. I basically hit 28 years old. I had like a quarter life crisis. And I'm like, the last 5 years of my life, I've been going through the motions. I'm working the same job. My dating life is the same. It's been stagnant. And so I was like, I need some type of change. I started kind of looking at jobs to move elsewhere in the country. And then this opportunity came up I was reached out to. And I thought, this is crazy, but maybe there's a reason why. And I'm spiritual. So I thought everything happens for a reason. Maybe I should just like explore this. And then I kept going through the interview process and was like, okay, if it falls off, then it falls off. Like it's meant to be. But it got to the end of it where they're like, we like you. We want to bring you on. And I looked into it and I saw it was Michelle and I was like, she looks fun. I didn't see the previous season, but I started looking at clips of her. I liked what she stood for. She's a teacher. My mom's a teacher. I was like, this girl, she's very a stand-up type of woman. And I liked what I saw. So I was like, let me just go on this. And my expectations were nothing more than maybe, I'll go on the show and will she pick me out of 30 guys? Like statistically, I was like, I don't know like if it's going to be me, but somebody might watch this show and be like, I like him. He's genuine. And then like, I'll find my person by that. Like they'll see me on the show and be like, I like him. Like, let me reach out to him. So that was kind of my thought, but now I'm here. So
yeah, it worked out because yes, people did watch and yes, they did like you, especially those at ABC, and you're getting this opportunity now, which is fantastic. And we're looking forward to watching the rest of the season.
We are very excited.
We were definitely one of those people that what we're watching, we're like, what it's not quite clicking for us yet, but we always trust the process. So as soon as we watched night one, it was like, yep, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's good.
Well, I appreciate the honesty. I think I totally understand why people were questioning. And for me, it's like, everyone wants to know why. Like, what is it about him? After a full season, you guys you'll realize that you'll get more than what you bargained for.
Yeah.
My cluelessness played very well into it all, but but again, like, yeah, I had fun, and it'll be very entertaining to watch back. And I'll be seeing all these things I hadn't saw, like I wasn't seeing behind the scenes. So I'm excited to watch it with everybody else.
Great. Well, enjoy the journey and the ride, and we hope it was successful. There we go. Successful.
Late night. Yeah. Hey, you guys were getting at it last night, so
yeah.
You got what I had at the beginning.
I know.
Yeah, you didn't rip it right there. Why?
I know.
I'm nice.
Beginning tongue-tied and tongue-tied. But Clayton, thank you very much for joining us. We're looking forward to being on this journey with you as well. And we wish you all the best. Thank you for coming on and chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you two so much. It was fun. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We're happy to be back, especially with Trent. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we're excited for this season of The Bachelor.